That's right, this episode's not going to be one, but two different wrap-ups all thrown together. Because everything's been so short recently, but that is about to change. So just sit back and relax. Unless you're driving, be sure to pay attention while you listen to Cosmere Chronicles, the podcast we follow two first-time readers, Sheta and Justin, who chronicle their journey through Brand Sanderson's Cosmere series. On today's episode, we'll be wrapping up both White Sand and the Emperor's Soul. So now, let's throw it over to the host of Cosmere Chronicles. This is Joe. Thank you, Joe. Hello, everyone. Once again, my name's Joe, and I'm back here for more Cosmere Chronicles. And again, I'm joined by Justin and Sheta.
Yo. Sup?
Whoa, we did it. We matched.
That's right.
Yep, we're all here. And, as you saw this week, it's just doing the wrap-up episode. And we're doing a wrap-up episode for both Emperor's Soul and White Sand, since they were both shorter stories. But, last week, at the end, I did give Justin Sheta a little homework assignment just to read the deleted prologue. So, what'd you guys think of that little prologue scene?
I mean, it was fine. I don't have any strong feelings about it.
I liked it. I wish it was in the book because I feel like we learned a lot more about forging and Shy's capabilities and stuff like that, which I think it really changed it. I also like having.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was cool. Like they kind of suggested the thing about the stones in the wall and stuff, but I wanted to know.
Well, she said it, yeah.
I want to know more details, and I wanted to. I don't know. I just like knowing more about that. But I really like this other character.
The fool?
Yeah. Is that guy Hoyd? Is he freaking Hoyd?
I don't know.
He's Hoyd!
Why are you making assumptions?
Because he's not normal. Like,
You're more paranoid than I am.
She's a master forger, and this guy is beyond a master. Yeah. He's Hoyd.
All right. Well, for people who haven't read the deleted scene, what is just in the prologue, it's a prologue and it's just Shy's in her cell and it's doing the same thing as normal where she's like checking out the stones. And then the Imperial Fool, who we had heard about in the normal story, kind of taunts a little bit for being in there and tells her that he had to take the scepter for himself, so that's why she couldn't have it. But he also says that he set it up so that way she will get an opportunity or something like that. And she can sort of see like some sort of like some old age or stuff in his eyes.
He set it up? Does that mean he killed the Emperor?
What?
No, I don't think so, but...
No.
But, yeah, this was the original thing, and Brandon, he explained that the reason why he cut it out was because you have this prologue where you introduce this Imperial Fool, but the Imperial Fool never shows up again, so it kind of...
I completely agree. I would keep expecting him to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that's what he said is, like, his writing group that he was with, where he had them read it, they were all like, we expect him to show back up, but he didn't.
He seemed like a big deal, so yes, I would have expected that too.
Yep, so instead he switched it to having the prologue be a scene from Gautona, and then you get the nice little wraparound where first scene's Gautona, last scene's Gautona.
This seems like a post-credit scene or something.
However, I'm going to be honest, having him just be referenced I thought was weird too. I always thought he would be a character in the book.
Yeah, that's true. I did wonder about that.
And fun fact, the Imperial Fool does have a name, and it is Hoyd.
Oh my god, I knew it! Oh man.
Such a coincidence, all these guys named Hoyd.
Coincidence?
Just a common name in the whatever a Cosmere is.
This is crazy. This is another post-credit Hoyd scene.
Mm-hmm.
He's
it
Nick
was
Fury.
It wasn't a post-credit.
It. The other one was where he in Elantris when he went to the pool.
Yeah, the first time.
That was a freaking Nick Fury post-credit scene.
But he was also earlier in Elantris too.
Yeah, that's why.
Because he was.
It's weirder.
But yeah, that was a scene where Brandon does say that scene does happen, but it would have been slightly different because had him telling her about the stones in the wall or stuff like that, because she learned it on her own in the normal story. But the straight up thing of him talking to her, telling her that he turned her in and he wanted the scepter for himself and stuff like that.
I don't like these woulda happened but slightly different things. They frustrate me. If you want me to know something happened, you got to give me a canon version of it.
That's so
Well-
funny. You would hate that.
It's my philosophy.
You're like,
To
is
be
it canon
fair-
or not?
I'm also the one that gave you this thing to read.
Yeah, but he's the one who told me it was canon. Or vaguely canon. Where was this from? Where did this...
This is on his website.
Okay, well, if it's on the website, I'll allow it. Okay. Then it's kind of out.
But that's so unique. Do any other writers do that kind of thing? Like this kind of like
J.K. Rowling does.
on
With
the
all
go
her, like, by the way, this is canon, if people ask.
freaking Twitter comments don't count, Justin.
That's on the official website. That's not Twitter.
Just kidding.
She ain't talking about the book on Twitter. No, this is on her official website.
She also said that once in a while, the Sorting Hat would randomly send someone to the New York Mets. And I don't think that's
And
true.
it's, you're allowed one joke every now and then. Also, for all I know, that is true. I didn't write the universe.
That sounds like it.
And Dumbledore's like, oh, sorry, pal. You got to go to the New York Jets, 11-year-old child.
It would be so easy to fetch him back. Like,
Yeah, but that's his new life now. He's a member of the Mets.
I feel like that's a violation of the, secrecy code.
I'd be
Like-
pretty pissed if I sent my kid to Hogwarts and then he joined the New York Mets, personally.
Joined. He's probably just at a game or practice.
No, they send him to it. He joins the team.
Yeah, the
That's
the
stupid.
Sorting Hat sent him. And the fact that I don't think you can legally sign a contract with the MLB until you're 16. So they have 5 years of waiting.
Stupid.
All right. Well, let's just move on to why we're here, and that's to talk about Brandon Sanderson stuff, not the New York Mets. But yeah, we're doing the recap. We'll first go over our couple questions about White Sand, then we'll go over Emperor's Soul, and so first with White Sand, I'll ask you two, same thing as usual. What are your overall thoughts? How are your feelings? It's been a couple weeks since we read it, but how are you feeling about reading that graphic novel? What are your thoughts on all that?
I don't like reading a Brandon Sanderson story that was only adapted from his stuff. That's my thought. I feel there's a lot of really interesting ideas in there, and I do not think that they were achieved fully with whoever was, I forgot, I didn't really watch the name, whoever was interpreting what he wrote into comic form.
Like, just adapting it and writing it with him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of the themes that I'm used to from the few books of his we've read, they're in there and they're explored, but it clearly was not meant, as somebody who reads a lot of comics, it was just clearly not meant to be a comic. It was meant to be like a normal storybook.
I thought it was kind of fun. It felt like the vibe was kind of like a bad like 80s cartoon adaptation of like RoboCop the movie or something, like
Conan.
Yeah, like it not that bad. Okay, that's too much.
The
but it was
Conan
fun.
one's great. What are you talking about? That's a great show.
What about the Rambo cartoon?
Yeah, or you
cartoon.
sense. Yeah, you
Haven't
sense
watched
all these
Rambo,
things.
or Sheta hasn't.
The Rambo cartoon.
Mhm.
Yeah, it's a cartoon version of bigger ideas and more grown up stuff. Like it felt like that. But it was still fun to see it as a cartoon and as a like visual. Like so we got to see the world, which was something. Like I always appreciate getting to see a new thing. So
See, I disagree. I did not like seeing the world because I think the art was fine, but I don't think the artist really brought the world to life. Even the same way I get out of reading the books, because I felt it was just like, okay, draw a desert, like not a lot of personality to it or anything.
yeah, but it's a new idea. It wasn't like they were doing Elantris or something. Like
That's true, yeah.
can you think of
But
it
if they,
like it all was made to match this level of design, and it is just a desert. Like, and I was impressed with all the like creatures that they designed,
yeah,
and the the robes and clothes they kind of designed, like
Just for me, for a comic, if I'm looking at something, I want to see more happening. And when half the book is just standing around talking, it drove me nuts.
yeah, I wouldn't give it that high of a grade.
Once they
For
start doing their
world
ribbon
design,
magic a little more at the end and they did at the beginning, those were the highlights, I think, because
yeah,
it's a
that was
visual
cool to
medium.
see.
Like I
Mhm.
said, it was just clearly meant to be a book, not a comic. So it's somewhat hard for me to even judge the story that much because the way it was told drove me so nuts.
Interesting that he would choose this one to be a comic because it is probably the least. It's not as actiony. It's all like political and
Are you kidding?
diplomatic
Imagine
and stuff.
Elantris as a comic. It would have been standing around doing nothing for like 50 issues.
Yeah, I mean, I would think something more actiony than this, like where the plot is action.
Like, you remember all the fighting parts of Mistborn, sure would have made a good comic. What about all the standing around doing politics in the second book?
And if you did it to
Yeah.
a Mistborn, it'd get cut down so story
Well,
would shorten
yeah.
so much.
That's the other thing. What got cut? What did we miss? I'm very curious.
I mean,
My
we will
thoughts
know
on-
if we read it.
Yeah, my thoughts on White Sand, I'm following with Justin. I just did, and I said a couple weeks ago, I did not like it. I felt like it was not interesting. The first time I read it, it was hard to get through. It sitting there, even trying to read a graphic novel, and it was just boring. Just could not get into it.
Man, I don't even know if I'd go that far. I never had trouble reading it or anything. I thought it read fine, but I wasn't really thinking about it that way because I was reading it for the podcast specifically.
Yeah.
If I was sitting around casually reading it, I would probably. I mean, I'd finish it. It's not so bad that I'd finish it because I'd be curious what's going to happen, and I like some of the characters.
You have to do voices, Joe. That's how I get through it.
Yeah,
That's because you're used to the audiobooks, right?
Yeah, I read it out loud and I do voices for everybody.
Well, I did like it better this time going through than the first time. I just think it was, like Justin was saying, Brandon Sanderson, a lot of his ideas and stuff, I just don't think work that well in a comic. Especially one where it got shortened down to this. Because even though it was 18 chapters, it just felt like it was so much shorter than the other stories. You lose a lot of details. Whenever all the political tech stuff, it has to be whittled down into like all the small bubbles with people talking. So I feel like you lose out on a lot of that. Most of the side characters, you kind of lose out on those. Like Alstrin, Cinder, John Akron. It's like they're just kind of there. You don't really recognize them. So when one of them betrays Chrysala, it's just like, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Lauren.
That was definitely probably the biggest thing that was changed for me is those side characters. I didn't remember anyone's name. I couldn't get that invested in them. Like, it was so funny to do that betrayal plot and be like, wait, that was that guy. What was his deal again? Because they were just so loosely fleshed out.
Mm-hmm.
And that happened 3 times. There were 3 different betrayals by all these minor side characters you don't remember.
Mm-hmm.
Eyes gets betrayed by the one guy who's kind of like her partner. It's like, okay, I barely even know you. You had Ilorin betrayed them, and
yeah.
there was not much. It's like there were a couple hints there. I noticed going through it the second time, but there's really not much. You would have probably gotten a much better hints when you.
Yeah, like I was saying too, it's hard to do those when every panel has to be drawn and you have to include all these background characters in here and everything they say we would see. So it's hard to do those betrayals and getting to know characters when you can see everything. Does that make sense? Like,
yeah.
Like, you're like, oh, here's Cinder. He said one thing, like.
Mm-hmm.
Like.
Yeah, and like John Akron, or what did he do? He was there. Turned out he learned the wrong language, and that was it. Then he was just standing around.
No, Joe, you forgot about the best part when he opened his suitcase and it blew open.
Was that his or was that Cinder's
the other
suitcase?
Guy, yeah.
A suitcase he opened blew open, and it was very important to use valuable comic space for that scene.
Yeah, that's the thing. Comic real estate is much different than book real estate. Like there's literal space.
Mm-hmm.
And the climax of this story, I just felt like was not really that good, because you had, all right, Kenton keep the DM. All right, he has his duel with Dryle, and then then they vote to keep the DM, and then that's it. It does not feel like the climax of a story. It feels like half a story, because Chris was trying to find all this stuff to help her land, and then she's leaving it. There's no plans on a sequel to come out, so it really felt like I read half a story and that's it, with a pretty poor.
I just wanted more action. I don't care about none of that. I just wanted you have this sand ribbon magic. I want to see it more.
Yeah, I did want to see him like, maybe it's because of anime, but like level up and then see what he could do with more ribbons with his. I can do
with
a
the
lot
one ribbon,
with one
right?
ribbon.
That's what I wanted to see. Yeah.
Mhm. Like, does he have a super ribbon or does he like does his thing but times 10? Like it's what I expect to see or wanted to see. Oh, and the like I'm gonna overmaster myself and then like get strong. Like I want him to like do that a bunch and like get really strong, like, experiment with it. Like I want to see where that ends up being and stuff.
I also wanted to watch an anime. Yes, I agree with you.
Yeah.
It felt like it was just ready to be like a badass anime book.
Yeah. Like let me just keep breaking my hand and get stronger. Like I just want to see.
Yeah.
And there were still good storylines going on, like everything going with like the High Admiral, the Lord Admiral, the Lord Merchant, them doing their stuff. That was pretty interesting. Chris Sala and her science stuff was interesting. Even Bayonne and his storyline was pretty good. But other stuff, like all the times the assassins kept attacking.
Oh God, yeah.
Defeated in the first like 2-3 pages. It's like it kept happening over and over again. All right, and I do feel like this question we kind of also went over a lot of our criticisms. But if you have other criticisms you want to throw out there, feel free to. Criticisms or things you change.
About
more
the comic?
action. Cut out, like, if you're gonna, this is kind of like a movie. Like, you would have needed to change the story intrinsically to make it into a comic, which I wouldn't do. I hate that. It's just I've never seen a book to comic adaptation that I liked that I can think of. Like, they just on average are not good.
Yeah. I think you have to make a choice about, is this going to be more focused on the action or the politics and the characters? Like,
yeah,
what kind of comic are you doing? Like, what kind of genre comic are you doing? And then like focus more on that and make that stronger. And since it's a comic, I would have just focused on the action and the fighting part and the Sandmaster part.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, and another thing, like some of those other members of the Taishan Council, like Lord Farmer, Lord Artisan, and Lady
Lady we never saw. Yeah, I don't know.
Why am I blanking on people that build? My mind's just gone blank. But they did nothing. Like the farmer got to be in one scene where he kind of tortured him, and the farmer just votes for however the Lord Merchant votes. Right. The Lord Artisan, he talked to him once, being like, "Hey, you want to do this? All right, yeah, I'll do it. We'll make some concessions. That's it." And then the lady, you don't even see her except when she votes. You just heard, "Oh yeah, she said off screen that she'll help us because we help these one people."
Yeah.
Like those, they just felt kind of pointless. And like I've said, those would have been scenes that would have been more fleshed out in an actual book and would have worked a bit better.
Yeah, it's definitely hard to map out a comic because you need, you only have so many pages for your artist to draw and work with. And you have to use them so much better than, you can't go in and edit it as well because they're probably already drawn it and stuff. So, or you just have to map out the whole thing better, like all however many issues.
Or if
it
they
just
would
sounds
have,
so frustrating to be adapting somebody else's work like that, and be, I wouldn't want to do that.
Be just like, oh shit, let's just wrap it up. Like this feels like a weekly comic or something where you're like, okay, let's just wrap it up. Like we need to say this and we'll just say it, because we have one panel, so let's just say it. You don't have the time to show it how you would in a comic. Like, yep. That's
Or
weird.
maybe they should have done it in 4 volumes instead of 3. Add another 6 issues.
I don't
That-
need another volume of assassins attacking.
That's another thing too. Like all this wasted time because you didn't prep it enough. Like you think let's do a little action and throw some assassins in there, like for
That's
fun
my
or
most
as a
hated
joke or
kind of comic
something. Like,
storytelling.
and then at
Is
the end,
oh,
you're
there hasn't been enough action. Let's toss them in. I hate that so much.
yeah. And then you don't realize how it's paced too, because you're like, it's
Mhm.
happening every other issue. It's kind of dumb, like, yeah. So, okay, I feel bad now. I don't want to talk anymore
Well,
bad about
I
it.
hope this writer never works again, is what Sheta says.
No, I think it's really hard to write a comic and adapt something else. Like, it's a lot of work and prep work that takes a lot more. I don't want to say brain power, but just planning.
well, Sheeta, I will say that compared to other podcasts I've listened to, whether it be whether it be Cosmere, whether it be, One Piece, Song by Some Fire, all sorts of other stuff, you are not as negative as a lot of other
No,
people can
not
be.
even remotely
So-
close.
So you don't feel too bad. It's not you don't get nowhere near as negative as other people have gotten.
All right.
So if you want to be negative, if you have something you don't like, feel free to say it.
I guess I think they could have been achieved, It just takes more foresight, And sometimes people are just kind of having fun with the comic. They don't think ahead enough and do the
Or
outlines.
just getting paid to do it, No real
I
passion
guess
to
so.
adapting
That's
it as
true.
well as possible. I have
That
no
is very
evidence
true.
of that, but
I mean, you did the job it is told,
Mm-hmm. You know
Yeah,
what?
who's
I
gonna-
can't badmouth this writer. I got to look up who wrote it.
Rick Hoskin, I think was the name.
Rick Hoskin.
RIKHOSKIN. But the one thing, because since Brandon has started working on, readjusting, remaking the prose version, and eventually releasing that, I am looking forward to when that comes out, reading that, comparing the two, and then having that take over. And then in every future rereads, I'll just be able to read a prose version instead of the comic version, because
Yeah,
the comic
I'm
version
ready for that.
does stand out.
It looks like he does quite a few adaptations and things that are based on things. Some of these look kind of cool. Doesn't look like he does a lot of his own work, though. Like there's a Wheel of Time comic on here.
Oh my god.
Also a Wallace and Gromit comic.
All right.
it all
Well, then I don't
Dynamite?
feel bad.
No, it's not all Dynamite.
Well, let's go away from the criticisms then, and I'll just ask, who would be like your top 3 favorite characters?
In White Sand?
Yes, White Sand.
Let me pull up the list I got. Because I cannot remember anyone's names. And mine are... I like Eric. I like, was it Ice? Was that the cop girl? Right?
Yeah.
Eyes. Yep.
And then I like his dad, Braxton. Those are my 3 favorite characters. I was so sad Braxton died so quickly. I liked him so much. He was awesome. He was such an asshole. But he was fair.
Of course you like the jackass.
He was a jackass. But he gave him the thing.
He was just disappointed that his son
He
was a
threw
failure.
it on the ground.
What?
His son is a weak little bitch. He doesn't want him wasting
Right.
his life
What a
and disgracing the
disappointment.
Sandlords. What's
And
wrong with
disgracing
that?
him. He's a walking evidence of his own failure of seed. Like
Okay,
was-
that's not how I interpreted it. Jesus.
He makes him look weak just by existing. So why
Oh
would you
my
want that?
God.
Actually,
That-
I think Sheeta's pretty right on that.
Yeah.
That's not how I interpret it. Don't
'Cause
take my...
Because remember, that was his last opportunity, because all his other sons completely failed to become Sandmasters.
You guys read it how you want. That's not
And-
mine.
Oh,
Not
I
my
always thought
Braxton.
we would meet his brothers or other. Did they die or are they still?
They're probably just around, like working as like carpenters or like something. Lady
Yeah.
Mason, that's what it was. Lady Mason.
Good job, Joe.
And then Eric I liked because he was, I liked his story of being the casual guy. I liked him as that. And then I also liked him as the miserable dark guy who sacrificed his whole personality for this. I thought that was a fun
I
story.
hate that though.
It's sad. And then I liked Ice because she's one of my favorite archetypes of this, like, really by the books, super religious, kind of bitchy character with the temper issue who has a whole arc. If this was a BioWare game, that would have been my romance pick, even if she has a
She's
husband.
married.
We would have got him out of the
So
picture.
you're on the doesn't matter. Still could happen. Train that I was on.
The what?
Doesn't matter if she's married. Still could happen.
What train was that? What are you talking about?
I was shipping her, and you guys were giving me guff about it.
No, God, no. That's terrible. What's wrong with you? You're a monster.
Mister, I would romance her.
If this is a video game.
So, just don't think you're better than me, is all. All right. Well, I think I could like Kenton a lot. Like, he's my favorite archetype, but I did want to see more, just, I guess, more little character things. And when the character has to carry so much of the plot, I think I just lose a lot of stuff that I wish I would have got. So, I don't know if that's true or not, but that's just what I felt. I almost like Eric, but I will not pick him. Dryle is probably my second favorite, if not first favorite.
Dryle. If not first favorite.
He always just pops in and you're just like, oh, Dryle. He just has one of those names that you also say, like Wormstrom. Like,
Wormstrom. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
You just say it like it's your enemy. Like, oh, he's the worst. Like, actually, yeah, so Dryle number 1, Kenton number 2.
You talked yourself into putting Dryle at 1.
Yeah.
Justin, don't forget her and Zane. She just likes drooling over these sort of guys.
If Justin can like the douchey guys, like dad guys, then I can like these guys.
Douchey dad guys. That's a very specific type of character.
It is your type, though.
I don't know.
We'll see next week. All right, then I guess my third favorite is maybe the Beggar King, the Lord Beggar.
Yeah. Nilto.
I just think I like creepy, weird mystery guy in wrappings and stuff. It talks weird.
I like him too. I probably would have picked him if he got to do a little more.
Yeah.
I liked the mummy
these are
look.
all...
Anyone dressed as a mummy always gets points in my book.
Mm-hmm. All these characters I feel like I could have loved, like all-time favorite characters, if I got more time with them. So.
Mm-hmm.
All right, for me, so I guess for my list, I would probably put number 3, probably Bayonne. I just thought he was cool. He was fun. And the fact where he's sent there to spy on Chris, he does that, and then it's just like, well, I did my spying on you. Now you technically hired me to protect you, so now I'm doing that since I'm done with the spying.
He was really chill about his job.
His whole sense of morale. Yeah. And number 2, I'll probably put Eric. I just thought he was fun. Comes in, he's just kind of, the easygoing, just kind of chill guy, just going with everything. And then he just has to do the switch to becoming like a strict person, and even though it does kind of kill him. But I will admit sometimes I felt his comedy fell flat and I wasn't really into it, but other times...
The more flat it fell, the more I liked him. That's my opinion.
What? Every time I was like, all right, here's my new favorite character.
Oh, man.
And then it's just bit.
Some of his jokes were so bad. I was a huge fan
my
of those.
head,
my God. Yeah.
Like,
I loved it so much.
Say that.
The cornier, the better.
Oh, no.
And you're like, dude, why'd you even open your mouth?
Why did you even show up, Eric? Go back into hiding. No wonder your father disowned you.
And then number 1 would probably be Chris. I just enjoyed Chris, her coming in, trying to figure everything out, doing the science experiments. And yeah, I just felt like she was a pretty cool character in the whole thing.
Yeah, in a book version, I think I would have liked her more just because of the science aspects and exploring stuff. But I think I just didn't like that in a comic they were making me read 2 pages of like universe notes on how magic worked, which I would have preferred in a book.
All right, and then what are how many should I do it? You know what? We'll just, since it's a shorter story, we'll just go. What are your 2 favorite moments from this from White Sand?
Well, obviously, when the suitcase blew up, that's my favorite moment.
Oh my gosh, you busted a gut laughing at that, didn't you?
Yeah. And then when what's his name? The drunken guy reveals that he'd been drinking all this time specifically to waste their money as a sort of revenge. I liked that quite a bit.
High Admiral or Lord Admiral Delius.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was a fun explanation for why he was the way he was.
Is the suitcase really one of them?
Stupid.
Yeah, I'm gonna stand by that.
God damn it!
You have brought it up like every time we talk about this comic, so it must be.
So random. Like, what the fuck is
It was so weird that it was never really referenced again.
No, it wasn't.
Well,
I don't know why
kind
that stayed in the book.
Okay, if any of the listeners, if you know, if we missed something, if that led to something important, please let us know, whether it's a YouTube comment, an email, a Spotify comment. If there was something important to that suitcase exploding, and then Chris just kind of toying with this mechanism for the next 8 panels, please let me know, because I cannot figure out why that happened. And it had such a focus in those pages.
This is the problem with comics. You have it in the forefront. We're like, what is that? Is it something? It's like, oh no, it's nothing. It's a waste of
Or was
your
that
time.
just supposed to be a comedy scene?
It wasn't a funny one.
No,
So no.
stop. Gosh, I just want to be done with this.
All right, Sheta, what are your 2 most memorable moments?
I don't know. Anytime Trial came into the scene,
You don't have
I
a
felt like
specific time?
okay, maybe the first time he came in, I was like, who is this guy with a mohawk and robes? And his 2 friends are like, oh yeah, it's Trial. Like, I was like, okay, this guy must be super cool then. Like, and then he's like, man, Kenton, you suck. Why are you even here? Like, you're all mean to him. I challenge you. Like, it's just this is why I thought it would be an anime. Like,
Yeah, they had the rival too. It's all there.
yeah. Oh man, good stuff. And then he shows up at the town too. And he's like, "Oh, great, Kenton's in charge. Don't make me laugh." Like, oh,
And then they go
man.
on to be best friends
Yeah. See.
in the long run.
And let's see. There was one thing I really liked.
I'm sure I'm forgetting something too.
I guess it's a more serious scene. I liked when like the mine collapsed and then like Kenton and the other Sandmasters came and helped use their powers to help them get out of there and stuff like that.
Oh,
And
when the people building the stuff, and then he helped Trell and them.
Trell.
It was a guy where he's just like, "Thank you for helping us. My name's Trell."
Yeah, I have no memory of Trell.
No, I was thinking of when like the accident happened and they used their sand powers to like get rid of the rubble and help people escape. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was that scene.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Trell,
yes.
Sheta.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I thought that was what they were gonna try to do to get in the people's good graces because people hate sand.
I would have wanted more of that too. I agree.
I thought that okay, now the story's starting. Now they're gonna use their powers to help people build stuff and rescue people and show how useful they can be and stuff, you know. So, but nothing like that really happened.
Well, helping them did lead to the Lady Mason voting for him.
Yep, that was the one thing.
All right, my 2 memorable moments. Maybe one would be when they found Eric's father, his body, because that was just sort of messed up, and it's just like, geez, that one stuck with me. Tied down in this room, given something to make him just see his fears, cutting off his eyelids so he can't close them, so he has to face his fears, and just got scared to death.
That's
It's
fucked
like,
up.
Yeah, it
what
was.
the hell?
My favorite part is that before they even go in the hallway, Kenton says, "I know it may be a bit early, but I need you to take his role." Like, Kenton, wait 2 minutes. Give him 2 minutes to process what's happening.
Yeah,
Right?
his father's mangled body's right there.
He's
Come on,
literally
like, get out of the
staring.
cellar.
There's
Like,
no pressing reason he needs to do that right this second. Like,
I know. This is that thing again about the comics not being able to breathe. You got to
I
do it
don't
in the
think it
next
would be
panel.
that way
like,
in a book. I don't think it would have been written that way.
Literally turns to him. Okay, you got to do this, and you got to vote for me. Okay, like
I would have been like, Kenton, go fuck yourself right there.
Jeez, no. Oh. Okay, that's an honorable mention best scene then, that part.
I don't hold that on the character. That's on the adaptation itself.
No, that's what happened.
And then my other memorable moment would probably be when the Lord Admiral, when they were like, "All right, we're taking away your power. You're not Lord Admiral anymore." And he's just like, "All right, son, give me this." Signs it. "All right, now I own all this stuff, and I say we vote for. And I'm gonna blockade everything so you guys can't make any more money." "What? No, unless you screw over this random guy and take away all his stuff." Just feels all. Just the fact where he's been waiting for like 10 years, just biding his time, getting everything set up, so that way the exact second that he's no longer is out like this, he immediately gets back all his money and stuff and immediately screws over everyone else.
Yeah, I like that too.
Also acting like really drunk and out of it for the whole time, and then suddenly this is like a usual suspects moment where he starts being like, all right, actually I'm sober, and actually fuck you guys, and here's what is mine.
Yeah, they're being drunk, having two things. One, he's using up all their money and money on the food and stuff just to screw them over. And two, he's just trying to make them really want to just remove him from power, trying to be as embarrassing as possible. I should put him on my favorite characters instead of, yeah, you know what? Eric's off the list, or Bayon's off the list. We'll put him on there.
You did a me. You talked yourself into making him.
Yep.
But you know what? Actually, he's cool.
And speaking of characters, I'll just go over our overall favorite characters list. There's not many since we only had 3 weeks of voting. So we had 3 characters that wound up with 2 votes. So they're all tied for first place with 2 votes each. 3 people. Can you guess who those 3
votes? Oh man. I would guess the Admiral.
I'm gonna guess Chris is one of them, and Eric.
Yep, you guys got all 3. Eric, Delius, Chris.
Aha.
And then the other 3 people who each got 1 vote were Eyes, Dryle, and Neelto. All right. And then the other question we'll have to ask, because we've asked it for each time. So, once again, if you could marry one character from here, who would it be?
All right.
Priscilla.
Oh, okay.
That's my answer. I couldn't handle ice. I would never marry her. Not in a million years. That would specifically be romance option in a game, not in real life.
Wait, why?
But Chris, she's a scientist. She's got a whole thing. Though she dresses a bit fancy for me.
Well, then what about, like, Natisse, their translator person? Or
absolutely not.
Or the Lady Mason with all that she did.
I'm standing by my choice.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Dryle, not because.
Oh my god.
he's like super. He's now probably one of the higher ranking Sandmasters. He's really good at Sandmastering, and he won't have all the responsibilities that being the master of them, like the guy in charge. But he's gonna probably be like a high up partner, so that will mean he has time to hang out with me and
hang out. I'm sure Dryle often hangs out. Yes.
Yeah. Also, he was trying to make some money, so you know that that's important to him, which is important to me. So
important in a mate. Yep.
Yeah.
Dryle. Oh my god.
Also, he has a sister who I could be friends with, so that's good too.
He has a sister?
Yeah, he does.
I don't remember this sister.
She shows up at the end, and we all were like, "He has a sister."
Oh, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
All right. And then for me, I guess this will be the first time it's happened, but I'm going to have to agree with Justin and go with Chrysala for a lot of the same reasons.
We have like 2 characters to pick from.
No, you also have the Lady Mason and High Judge Helis.
Yeah, High
Yeah.
Judge Helis was yeah, I almost picked her for sure. That's my type.
Or Natisse. Anything else you two want to say about White Sand before we move on to Emperor's Soul?
Nope, just excited
I
to
hate
read.
sand.
But do you hate white sand?
I hate white sand. It's
Well, Sheta, I need to ask, since neither this story nor Emperor's Soul really had a romance in it, with how much you were bringing up shipping all the other books, how was that for you?
Very frustrating. I don't need to have ships and romance and everything, but I do, I do like how Brandon Sanderson does romantic relationships, so I did miss it a little bit. But these 2 stories are pretty short, and there was like no room for that, so it's okay.
Yeah, I think like the only thing that we got that could have been maybe slightly considered that would be when Kenton held Chris when he brought her down to the ground instead of
I thought
just
for sure
giving
that
her-
was gonna fucking lead somewhere.
I know! What a tease!
because he did
I
that,
was
and
shocked when it didn't.
then she was annoyed that he just brought down like Bayonne normally. It's like, yeah, I didn't have to hold you. And she was upset, heart being like, well, she was annoyed. I'm not going to do that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, there were parts that could have been like that. They also went to the ball together, which was, I feel like, an opportunity that maybe will be something in the books, in the prose, I mean.
Oh yeah, that was
Ooh.
another complaint I had was the art change in the comic. It's not just that it was a change, it's that it was such a drastic change between the two. Well, 3 art changes. Because you go from the first artist, who's everything's like very detailed and stuff, and you have a lot of lines, to then for one chapter, you have an artist that's just like one of the most basic art styles there are. It's just so different.
Giving me new X-Men horror flashbacks. When the art style would
feel like
just
that.
drastically change to like from some of the best art you've ever seen to some of the worst art you've ever seen.
And then the third art was better. It was, because chapter 12 was very simplistic. Next one was still more simplistic than the first one, but not as much. But yeah, it's just such a drastic change between the two is just really sticks out. So now we'll go over to the novella, The Emperor's Soul, that we read and went through the last 2 weeks. So a little bit fresher in our minds. So once again, I'll just ask you to just give your overall thoughts, feelings that you have for Emperor's Soul.
I liked Emperor's Soul. I wish it was a full book. I really wanted to see more of the things explored, like quite a bit. I was actually quite mad it was just a little novella.
Same.
I like the characters, I like the world. Yeah, I thought it was super interesting. Same, Shita?
Yeah, I already really liked the kind of magic system in Elantris and stuff, and I liked seeing another idea of that. And the setup was very interesting. Too short.
Yeah, I enjoyed it too. In all honesty, I think most people enjoy the story because it's just really good. It's short, and it's not like the last stuff, all the last stuff we've been reading, where it's all these big things, having to save the city, having to, stop a world from ending, stop a kingdom from, and all your friends being killed and stuff. It's just a simple story where she's in there. She's technically trying to save not really the Empire, but just like their faction of keeping control of the Empire by forging the Emperor's soul. But it's more about her learning what makes a person tick, learning about them. And at the same time, you have Gautona learning, about Shy, about art and stuff, learning to, appreciate that what she does with forgery is art on its own. And then you have Shy, and she's, she has chances to escape, but she just has too much pride in her work to leave it unfinished. She just had to know.
I like that aspect.
And this was another thing where when we read it, because it takes place on the same planet of Cell as Elantris. Now, when we finished Elantris, I did not want to go right into Emperor's Soul because I wanted it and Elantris to be just on their own. Like if we went straight from
Hmm.
Elantris to Emperor Soul, you might think same planet and try to put it into an Elantris thing. By giving it time away from that and just reading it on its own, it really helped it be like, all right, it's its own thing, has nothing to do with Elantris. You
It
can have
wouldn't have
it's a
made any
different
sense
mindset.
to me if we did it had it be part of it. I would have been like, huh? Who the fuck are these people? What's going on?
Yeah, it really didn't have any kind of connection. So
Where's
Yeah.
Delof? That would have been the question the whole time.
yeah,
Well, we would have read it after the book, but
Yeah, and we'd be
eh.
hoping this is an excuse for Delof to come back, obviously.
Well, there was a random Shu Dareth priest there. And any criticisms that you have for Emperor Soul?
Hmm.
Too short. That's my criticism. I don't know that I'd want it to be a full-length novel, but I would have liked a few more chapters, specifically to explore how she was starting to get to know the Emperor so well. I thought that was an interesting part that was said, but also kind of glazed over.
Yeah, it just kind of implied about the details of her research later, like
Mm-hmm.
when Gautona's like she got him just perfectly, like she got him all the things about how he used to be, like she got it, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I would have liked to know that too, like maybe more hints of how the depths of her research and like the little things we did hear, like why he likes the color green and why he resented Galtona. Like I wanted more stuff like that hinted at a bit. And like there were a lot of days where it was just skipped. But I think that we could have got more details. That would have been interesting.
Mm-hmm. Agree.
I did also want to see more of her planning, like her like messing with the room using her powers, you know, setting up more traps and stuff like that.
I agree. It would have been cool if they took more time showing, like, having more things that she set up ahead of time that we got to see. That would have been cool.
Yeah, I think part of that goes into I can't remember if it was Brandon Sanderson that said it in something or if somebody said it on a Brandon Sanderson podcast I listened to, but there's like it kind of makes me think of like how there are two different type of heist stories. The first type of heist story is where they go over what the entire plan is. You're going to do this, you're going to do that, and then what happens is it never goes to plan. Something bad happens and the story's about how they overcome when things go wrong. The second type of heist story is when you don't know what the plan is. You know there's a plan, and then the story's about seeing it go off pretty much perfectly because you don't know what's supposed to happen. And that's
Yeah.
sort of what this one was. We did not know what her escape plan was, so most of the stuff goes off how it's supposed to because we're seeing it as it happened for the first time.
Well, I like not knowing what it is, but I really like when she told him, you know, you need to do this to protect the Emperor, and then we learn later that was part of her plan. How you see her changing the room, which then later turns out to also be part of her plan. And like how she's being genuine with Galdona. I would have liked to see a little more of her being friendly with the guards without knowing that was part of her plan, and then add in a couple more parts that go off that you could have set up earlier. I just think it would have been fun to read the whole story and then have a sequence of things go off that you don't even realize she'd been planning the entire book. I think, but then are so obvious in retrospect. I think that would have been a really cool gimmick that would have made her seem really smart while she's also doing all this other stuff. Just to, you know, see it set up, even if we don't know what the plan is.
Yeah, like just
Also,
little clues and tips.
oh, sorry.
Just same thing. Like
Little clues and tips, you said?
yeah, little tip offs and like little like in movies and things you would see her do one thing, you know, and you'd make a little
Yeah.
mental note about it. That's all.
Mm-hmm. I also would have really liked if we could have seen her be hired, do the initial heist, details with the fool. Like, that could have been a whole chunk of the book. Then flesh out some more of these days. And then, yeah, I think that would have been as long as I want it to be. Yeah.
That's true. I do have feelings about starting off with her in prison already. Like I wanted to I would have liked to see more. I would have liked to see that heist. That would have been too much, but would want to see it.
Well, that would have been a really good way too to introduce the magic to us and the world
Yeah.
to us, instead of just like saying, "Yeah, these pots are fake." You know, like showcase what the world's like a little better. I just
Yeah.
think the story is deserving of being a full story, not just a
Yeah.
quick little 2-second thing. I don't know if it's that like they thought it wouldn't have sold well because it's not as actiony and stuff, but just personally, it's the kind of story I like.
Yeah, start mid heist with the first heist. That's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Be like, okay,
I wouldn't start mid. I'd show more of her backstory too. Like that thing about she always talks about her relatives who are fake. I didn't even realize that was a thing. It would have been so interesting. I think they referenced it a little in the prologue, but to have more stuff like that, and then try to really figure out what parts of her are real, what are fake. See that a lot of her's fake, so dedicating herself to actually trying to save the emperor and save the kingdom would actually be a really big character arc moment. But her changing to being like that didn't mean a lot to me because I didn't know her that well.
All right. And since this one has much fewer characters, I'm just going to ask, who are your 2 favorite characters?
You go first this time, Sheta.
Okay. Well, then I guess I like Shy for being smart and nerdy about her work. Not that I could relate to that or anything. And then I kind of like the Emperor for being kind of the main character in here that they're studying and thinking about and talking about, but not being there and then getting a second chance. I think that's really fun.
Well, I completely agree with you. Those are my 2 favorites as well, Sheta.
What? Copycat.
Shy for saying I really liked how into her work she was. I liked her kind of like untrusting, conniving personality, but then that it was actually a little more than that. And I like the Emperor because he seemed like he had I really liked that he had a whole off-screen arc. Like we didn't really get to know him and we kind of got to know him at the same time. I thought that was really fun, So yeah, I agree with you. Same exact characters. Yeah.
Sheta, to be fair, there are like 6 characters total in the story, and one of them doesn't have a name. But for me, I'll do Shy as well. Really good character. And I always enjoyed how she's just bluffing all the time, has this confidence all the time, where it's like, can you do this? And then you see in her mind, this is impossible. Then she just tells them straight up, yeah, I can do this.
Oh yeah, I like that part too. I forgot the
Couple
straight up
different
lying.
Couple different instances of that. Or she figures out like, oh man, Frabas has another forger out there that's going to try to kill me. And then when Zoo comes in later, you did not know this, but we had another forger that's going to take over. It's just like, Shy's known this for like 70 days.
She does seem to be playing chess with everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And the other character I like would be Gautona. Yes, they are the 2 characters that get the most screen time, but I still like them the most.
So close to a hat trick there, Joe. You ruined it.
Yeah. Just I like him just being there and his growth throughout the story. Where at first just like, that's not art and all this. And how him and like his whole faction, they're all about art. They love art. And then at the end where he's just like sees like the soul stamp that he's learned to look past like it's heresy. Like this is like one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. But he still winds up burning it because it's what has to be done.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And yeah, for our favorite characters that overall, I'll just straight up say them.
It's Shy.
Yeah, Shy had 3 votes. Gautona had 2. Ashravan had 1.
Who the fuck's Ashravan?
That's the Emperor.
Oh, okay.
You've said that so many times.
I seem to say that's like my catchphrase, huh?
Was it?
I'm not good with names and stories. I remember characters by a noun or an adjective and a noun. That's how I remember characters. Nice guy, mean guy,
And
fat guy.
I guess this is getting even worse than White Sand, but I have to ask it again because we've done for every story so far. If you could marry one per would it be?
Let me think. So I can choose Shy, I can choose that conniving idiot bitch, or I can pick a guy. Is that about what my options are?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, I will go with Shy.
Wow.
No explanation needed.
Well, I think she's interesting. She's an artiste. I don't know that I would be able to want to be with somebody who's that guarded all the time, but she opens up to people she cares about, it seems.
I think she's actually your type. So
My type, but she's not a psychotic zealot bitch.
No. But you could have picked Favre for that.
Yeah, Barbara.
I don't believe that she's not cool. She's a moron. So no.
Well, I get the pick of the bunch.
An old guy, an assholey guard, a dead emperor. Wow, what good picks you got there, Sheta.
Don't forget the Blood Sealer.
Oh yeah, and the Blood Sealer, of course.
Doesn't he have a girlfriend or wife or something though? Like he's
They implied it.
Yeah.
Sheta, that hasn't stopped us before with these.
Oh, I know. Like in this case, like I would be the girlfriend or wife who's writing him letters and stuff. Like, hey, stop drinking. Like, and he'll still do it. I will go with probably Emperor then, because then I would get to be married to an emperor.
That's not your real reason. We know you like him.
Yeah, I like him, and then especially if you get to be with him after coming back, then you kind of get to.
Wait,
be
you
want to
be with the fake corpse one? You sick freak.
He's improved, Justin.
He has a new soul.
Yeah.
Oh god. If that thing even is a soul, that thing's some kind of horrific, like, homunculus nightmare thing. I told you before, this is unnatural, and I approve of the religion that wants it banned.
It connects to the cognitive and spiritual realm.
Uh-huh.
It's
unnatural fucking blood magic. I don't approve. You don't get to make new souls for people. It's weird.
It's not blood magic. There's literally blood magic on the planet.
And it's just as bad. I'll take the fucking blood magic over it.
There's like two different blood magics if you count the Dakor monks.
Yes, yeah. Dakor monks know how it's done. That's what I believe.
It is kind of
No,
creepy.
It's unnatural, it's freakish. It's like what's it like? It's like trying to bring the dead back in Full Metal Alchemist. It's messed up, man.
Yeah. No, that's exactly true.
There's some other story I'm thinking of that's more apt than that.
I
just
also
can't
think
of what it is.
Like in Black Mirror, whenever they talk about printing more copies of your soul or saving yourself.
That episode of Black Mirror where the girl's husband or boyfriend dies and she uses all his text messages and every glimpse of data he has to bring him back as a robot, right? Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
That's what I think of. And it's not him. It's just not him. It's a soulless, mindless thing. That's how I think of this.
But it's also not, though. He does have his thought patterns that would be sad if you left him in the attic and stuff, like.
So did the AI. It's just wrong. It's a wrong thing. I do not approve of it. I approve of it in this situation to save her life and to save the country, But as she even says, it's not him, I'm glad that they said that in the book. Because I hate when they, pretend it is him, at the end of fucking Ready Player 2, that nightmarish ending. When they, have AI approximations of your grandmother, and it's like, my grandma's back. No, she's not. She's just not.
I think the less said about Ready Player 2, the better.
Yeah,
and yet we've said a great deal on this podcast, so.
Yeah.
All right, for me, I guess I will have to marry Shy. Yeah.
I said, wait, that was what the question was that led to that? And then I apologizing for going so off topic onto blood magic and stuff like that.
Yeah, you did.
Who would you marry? This magic is an abomination.
No.
Judgmental.
He'll have to be Shy because she's kind of a cool character and she's not Favre.
Favre's
Favre's like 80 years old and she's a bitch.
Is she?
I don't think so. I figured she was more like 30 or 40 something.
I interpret her as older in my head too. I don't think they ever say much about that stuff.
In the book, she sounds like, you will tell me what happened to this thing and you will give me the notes.
Does she have an accent like that?
Yeah.
Did they do accents in this book? For your audiobook?
That's what I heard.
That's what you heard, but no. Okay.
All right. And now, since it was so short, I'll just ask you, what's your one favorite or most memorable moment?
I liked the part where I thought it was cute when she said the window wanted to be a pretty glass stained window. I thought that idea was very interesting that in its past it was a glass stained window and stuff. So like to explain how the magic works.
And then when he argues with her about that, I think that's funny. Like, it's
Yeah.
a fucking window. That's how I would feel. For me, it's when the one guard guy jumped on the bed and it fell through the floor. That was just funny. What a dumbass. But no way he could have seen that incredibly specific of sequence of events coming, even though she saw it coming. Just not with him.
I guess for me, most memorable, it might have to be just her fighting skeletons. Yes, I know I'm picking like the only action scene in the entire thing. But when you have living skeletons someone has to fight, I'm usually gonna go for that.
Yeah, I'm on board. Skeletons was cool.
Now I have to think of my note that I wrote down that I still have here. What did it? Skeleton strippers with soul stones.
Strippers?
Yeah,
What
because
the
the skeletons showed up and we made a joke. They're like, did someone ask for the boneyard? Or I don't know.
We did not make
I
that
don't
joke.
remember this joke. Are you sure that wasn't just in your head?
Well, yeah, so that's what I said. It sounded like they showed up. She's like, huh? And they were gonna start doing a dance in front, like, and I was like, oh, that's a good idea for a fan fiction. So I wrote it down.
Oh God, now I remember. Yeah.
Yeah. And
I
then when I
wiped
wrote it
that from
down,
my
yeah,
mind.
I regret it.
All right. Anything else you want to say about Emperor's Soul before we move on to fan castings?
I don't know how these books work. I don't know if this is ever a thing. Don't tell me, but I would like to see these characters return and meet some of our other characters in a future story of some sort. If they're all on the same world, I think it'd be really interesting.
Yeah, that would be fun. Then it would make the story kind of like Ant-Man, where you're like, yeah, I liked it, and you're just more excited to see him join the Avengers. You know.
You're gonna have to explain that comment more. You just said that like we all knew exactly what you meant by it.
I thought I was among peers, Justin.
I think I know what you're saying, but I don't know enough to assume the audience has any idea what you're saying.
This movie or this book contained just enough info to tell us like what Shy's deal and what this magic's deal is about. And I think it's interesting enough, but I would love to see more of it on a bigger scheme or within a bigger story or something. So, like Ant-Man and Doctor Strange, I would like to see them join the Avengers.
So I believe you're saying you didn't like Ant-Man and Doctor Strange that much, but when you saw them in an Avengers crossover movie or Civil War, you thought they were awesome. Is that what you're saying?
There you go. That's exactly what
Okay.
I'm saying.
Okay.
No explanations needed, Justin.
No explanation needed. Okay.
Now we're going to move on to the fan casting for these two stories. And like usual, I'll remind you out there, if you aren't already doing it, if you want to see the pictures we use for our fan casting at the same time, go check out our YouTube. There should be another video that's, the same title that says with pictures. Then you can see the fan castings with them. Done that for the last few things with pictures, and I think it helps people understand. And since it's a smaller cast, we'll start with the Emperor Soul fan casting first. As usual, we'll go in the same order we always do. So Sheta, then Justin, then me.
Okie dokie. All right, for our top billing, well, maybe top billing, yeah. We'll cast Shy, and I'm gonna cast Anna. So she is in Shogun, and she was also in the Monarch show, the Godzilla show. And
Oh, yeah.
I think
yeah. I can see that.
She's smart. She can play smart, and I don't know. This is like probably one of the best Asian actresses in Hollywood right now. So I think she would do a good job.
One of the like 3 Asian actresses in Hollywood. Is that what you're saying?
Right. There's not very many up and comers. Like usually there's actresses like this who would show up for a couple of years and then just like go off and have a normal life because they wanted to have a family. But yeah, I think she's great. I think she's pretty and able to play kind of like snarky, but also smart and questioning. So I don't know.
Yeah, no, I can totally see it.
Yeah.
All right, for mine, I wanted somebody who can play kind of distant and cold while also being able to play, kind of like friendly if they want to. So I went with, I'm not going to be able to pronounce this, Rila Fukushima, who you might know from The Wolverine. She played Yukio. She was also Katana in Arrow way back when.
Yeah. Yep, I recognize her.
Cute. I like her. That's a good one, actually.
And somebody with a good doesn't have to be talking to be look like they're thinking something because she's got really unique eyes. So apparently she was in Ballerina, but I don't even remember her in there. Do you, Sheta?
Oh, was she not the person that she was sent to protect? Maybe.
That was a little kid.
No, it was a girl at a club, wasn't it?
Oh, I don't think she was, but I don't remember. But yeah, probably in that part. Maybe you're right.
All right. For mine, I'm with an actress where a little bit older now, so it'd have to be going with a younger version of her. But I know her from a TV show that's a little bit older, and I picked her because in it, she can play kind. She plays smart, all this stuff. So I went with Linda Park, where I know her as Hoshi Sato from Star Trek Enterprise.
Oh, that's her? I haven't seen her for such a long time.
Yeah, I did not. She doesn't really seem to have done too much after Star Trek, which kind of made me sad because I liked her in the show. But I think most people from that show haven't really done much besides Scott Bakula.
Have I seen her?
Probably not. It looks like most of what she did were just like guest spots on like 1 or 2 episodes of shows. She was in 1 episode of House. You might have seen her in that. And she was in Jurassic Park 3.
We just watched that. What was she in there?
Her name's Hannah. I haven't watched Jurassic Park 3 in
It must not have been a big role.
yeah. Because that would have been before
remember,
Enterprise. Yeah. But her role in Enterprise I thought was great, and that's why I feel like if you would take her from the Enterprise time period and put her as, shy, it would work very well.
Okay. All right. To our next casting, we will be casting Gautona. And I'm going to pick Jackie Chan as my Gautona. Kindly old Ji-chan, who you just can't help but like, even if you have differing opinions about things. And you kind of want his, not approval, but you want him to like you and stuff. He just is so kindly.
Would we be seeing him in a bunch of flashbacks and stuff in his journals then?
Ooh, yeah, that would be fun.
Seems expensive to hire Jackie Chan to just lie there for the whole movie.
This is Gautona.
Or Gautona. Okay, that makes more sense. I'm sorry, I was lost.
No, he's gonna be talking to her and helping her and being gentle and stuff like that.
Okay. Now I see your vision. Sheta.
Yeah,
that's
you
a
think
good
he
one.
was gonna be the emperor? No.
I thought so for a moment.
No.
Hey, for my Gautona, I wanted somebody who seems very, aged and wise, but at the same time can play that he is learning and exploring stuff, can play a younger guy. And I picked the most generic casting for this movie of all time, Ken Watanabe.
I was gonna say that as you said it, just to as a joke.
100% most generic casting ever, but I always like him. I love the excuse to get him in, and I think he'd be good in the role.
I liked him too. He just has too much of like a edge to him for me to put him in there.
He can play all kinds of things.
Yeah. But yeah, he's great.
Well, that's why he keeps getting casted.
All right, so mine, I went with the guy where just seeing him and saying his name, it's probably not going to be as well known, but he's been in a bunch of like smaller parts over the years. And I saw like a little film reel of him in the one where he was like playing a really kind guy, and it's like he looked really good in that. And I've seen him in other stuff that's more comedic. But I went with James Saito.
Oh, so cute.
So he was more recent stuff. He was played like, the father in like Always Be My Maybe. Yep, and so he can play some comedy stuff. And another thing that you might recognize him from, a much younger version of him played Shredder in the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles movie.
Oh my
Live action
goodness.
So that's where I know him from, huh? As Shredder.
So cute.
Yeah, you know him from Shredder from 1987.
Oh, he's still got great hair. I can't believe that. Which is
But-
very hard for an Asian man. So I just gotta say, that's
Yeah, but
impressive.
I don't remember what movie it was, but he was him, and he was talking very kindly with somebody, talking about his wife who had passed away and stuff while they were on a date, and it was just a really good scene. So I felt he could play the Gautona stuff pretty well.
I like it.
And if
But
you
you're
have any
gonna
turtles
say-
around, he can kill them.
None of our guys has a Fu Manchu though.
Is he supposed to?
In all the art, he has a Fu Manchu.
I didn't imagine a Fu Manchu for my casting. He's just going to have this generic facial hair he always has.
Sheta, that's something they can just put on for the.
Nah, you gotta
You know how
see.
stupid, like, Jackie Chan... Actually, Jackie Chan would look cool with a Fu Manchu. Your guy would look badass, but my guy, I think he'd look terrible with it.
I think they could all pull it off. I'm just
Wait, Justin, didn't he have kind of a Fu Manchu in Batman Begins
Let me look it up.
when he was playing Ra's al Ghul? Well, fake Ra's al Ghul at the beginning.
Yeah.
He kind of had like the comic Ra's al Ghul facial hair.
He looks fucking weird in that movie. No, it's not a Fu Manchu. It's that weird little Ra's al Ghul beard he has. I didn't actually know that was him until right now.
You didn't?
I never knew he was in that movie.
It's Christopher Nolan.
I guess you're right. Yeah, he reuses actors. Yeah, okay. Hey, who's
Alright.
next, Sheta?
Next will be Ashravan. That's the Emperor, Justin.
Okay.
All right, for my Ashravan, I picked Henry Golding. He was in Crazy Rich Asians. That's where I knew him from. But I thought he was a good, princely type. Just throw like a blonde wig on him. I think he could pull that off. He's handsome and like what you might expect an emperor to look like, since he was kind of like a prince in Crazy Rich Asians. So. And he has kind of he's technically Asian, but he can pull off a more exotic, vague.
You say he's technically Asian? He just
Well, he
looks
is.
Asian.
Yeah, he has a unique Asian look though, so he could
He
pull
does
off
have a
like,
unique face.
the grand or this fantasy
Mhm.
Asian look.
I think this chair you put him in a picture of helped quite a bit too.
Yeah.
I'm not familiar with him.
I don't think the book ever said it, but I always just assumed, like this picture, that Ashravan is just incredibly handsome.
Really? I never did.
He's an
I just-
emperor.
I just figured, yeah, he is an emperor, so I just figured he had to be like super hot.
I never thought that.
He's supposed to be all beautiful. He's so beautiful.
Not
They're
that my
remaking his
actor isn't
role.
good looking.
Yeah.
All right. I wanted somebody who can command a presence without having to say or do anything at all, since he only has a couple lines. And so I picked the other most generic casting I possibly
Oh
could
my
for this
God.
movie. Hiroyuki Sanada, who was also in The Wolverine, and he was in Lost.
just
He was
looked
just
at that
in Mortal
fan.
Kombat recently.
He's in a lot.
He's in anytime you need an Asian dude, him or Ken Watanabe, you're gonna call, and I put them both in here. But I think they'd be good in the roles.
Mm-hmm. That's what everyone thinks when they cast them.
Well,
And then
he's
that's
just
what you
great.
think.
They're both great. They're two of my favorites. So yes,
Yeah, it's
two of the most
great.
generic castings possible. I mean, not as generic as Jackie Chan, I suppose, but that is outside of his acting comfort zone, so that would be cool.
But I do feel like the one thing would be you may be spending a lot of money on him just to play a guy lying in a bed.
Yeah, he's an action guy.
For
He's still
who?
doing it at
For
For
Hiroyuki.
Justin.
yeah.
Yeah, but you put I don't think he costs that much. Maybe nowadays he does. Isn't he also in the Shogun show now?
Yep.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. A few years ago, I think we could have got him pretty cheap. Recently, he's probably going to be more expensive. But yeah, he was in like 2 seconds of fucking Avengers. They get him for like nothing roles. But yeah, now he might be more
That's
expensive.
an
I'll pay
Avengers
for it.
budget.
All he does
They-
is run in and get killed. That's it.
And hold a samurai sword, which is what the money is.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
He does a good job holding a samurai sword.
However, I fucking hate him as Scorpion. I just don't like him as Scorpion. So wrong. I hate how they did Scorpion.
Very
Anyway,
random.
move
Yeah.
on. Very
Well, maybe
random.
it'll be better in Mortal Kombat 2.
I don't know. Our Johnny Cage is going to be a 50-year-old man too, so I don't know.
This will be like Borderlands, but more combat style.
Less horrible old lady cleavage, hopefully.
Just old man cleavage, hopefully.
All right. So mine. So I'm with another actor where I've only seen him a couple things, but I think he was good in there. Plus, I also think he's good looking, which, as I said before, was kind of important for Asher Man. So I went with Will Yun Lee. So you two would recognize him. He was also in The Wolverine.
Which guy was he? Oh, was he the ninja? Was he?
Yes, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I know.
He was him. He had the longer hair there.
Yeah.
I think I read that in recent years, he had a starring role on, I believe, The Good Doctor. So, as I said, I haven't seen too much of him. I mostly saw him in The Wolverine. But I also felt like he was pretty in there. He overall being a good guy, but also kind of being annoyed and upset with Wolverine during the stuff, so he could play off some of those scenes with Asher Van being mostly a good guy, but also kind of annoyed. And as I said, I think that he's good looking, so all the girls would love him.
Yes.
I did not take that into account in my casting. I don't remember that ever being said in the book.
And
I don't
why
think
not?
it is. Maybe I was also judging it from that cover of the Spanish cover where it has like the blonde hair person and stuff.
Yeah, he was like an
Mm.
angel.
I just wanted a kind of normal looking emperor. I like your
So you're
guys'
picking,
freaking fashion
like
models.
a 60-year-old man.
He's not 60 years old.
Getting there.
He's 65. Damn, he don't look 65. Holy
Right. It's
shit.
good Asian genes. That's all
He's
I'm saying.
aged well. Holy shit.
He was in Lost and he looks exactly the same. So
65-year-old man playing Scorpion. What the fuck are we doing in our culture?
So he's like one of those actors like Paul Rudd who just don't age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He doesn't. He really doesn't.
Or like, I don't know if you guys would know him, but he was in like a episode of Malcolm Middle. But Howie Long, former football player, has not aged since he retired in the 90s.
That's funny.
He looks the same now as he did then.
I hope to be like that.
All right. What do we got?
All right. Next we're doing Barbara, which I wrote bitch old lady.
Jesus. Don't say that with my casting. I'll feel so bad.
I really I like my little notes. Shy, nerdy Asian girl with glasses, hopefully. Gautona, kindly old Ji-chan. Ashravan, emperor. Okay, yeah.
See, that's how I remember characters. You just got a glimpse into my head.
Yeah. So Fabra, bitch old lady. I'm gonna be also basic and cast Michelle Yeoh. Why not? She's in everything now too. So
You gotta have more to it than that.
she's good at playing bitch old lady. I think she's like
Stop saying that.
I say that in the most respectful way, okay? Like
Yeah, I know, but still.
she's stern and mean look. She can play that, but she also plays like regal, like she's in charge and shit. So I think she would be good at that. And also kind of like pressuring you to do stuff with her bitch old lady powers. Okay. That's it.
I picked somebody who could be stern as well, but I didn't want somebody who was as regal, somebody who I thought, even though I've never seen her do it, who could play kind of like thinking that they're smarter than they are. But yeah, also somebody not as old as your bitch old lady. I don't want to throw this actor in with the word bitch old lady, but
let's see,
I went with another generic casting of Ming Na Wen.
Wow, man, she could have played Shy. That's
Back in the day, yes. This is a
Yeah.
modern casting, though,
Mhm.
who people would know from probably Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the voice of Mulan. I don't know if you know somebody from a voice.
Yeah.
But
And Mandalorian.
Yeah, nobody watched the later seasons of that.
And Book of Boba Fett.
Yeah, nobody watched that.
I think people watch the later seasons of Mandalorian. I mean, it's getting a movie.
Yeah, it shouldn't be. That's a bad idea, and it's going to be very funny to watch Disney learn that.
All right. So, my Favre, I went with somebody who I felt can play kind of the annoyed person, kind of upset. So I went with Ming Na Wen. Or I think the funniest thing when I, when I originally wrote it, it's all right. Let me put down just so I remember who I'm putting Melinda May, and then all of a sudden it's like when I went, it's like wait, that's not her name, that's her character. Yeah, I'm mostly basing how she played the role in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for Favre.
I can see that.
Except a little less tough.
Yeah, she's always
Yeah.
badass. I didn't think Favre was that badass. You could,
Well,
you just have her like,
mine, imagine more Book of Boba Fett style than Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and then
Yeah,
you'll
but in
have what
all
I'm going
those-
for.
she's like, I'll kick your ass if you don't give me this info that I'm looking for. Like, I will break your arm.
Well, see, that's the vibe I want because she's a very dangerous character to our main character,
Yeah,
like
but
she
not
has the power to
physically.
kill her,
Yeah, her whole thing is she's not standing there thinking, trying to put off presence of I will kill you. It's I will let Zoo kill you.
Yeah. I wanted somebody a bit scary. Either of these two actors, I would not want to be telling me that they're going to kill me.
Yeah, they're both badass.
Mm-hmm.
I love them. I would also be very scared. I'm really scared of Michelle Yeoh, actually.
I've only seen her in like friendlier roles, so I don't know what you're watching.
It's in Crazy Rich Asians. Like it hits me at a very like I don't want to displease you, auntie kind of. Yeah. I would not want her as a mother-in-law. That's all I'm saying. Okay, next we're doing Blood Sealer, Lazy Drunken Blood Mage. I say that, but I'm going to cast Daniel Wu as my Blood Sealer. He's a super cool actor from back in the 2000s. He was in like Teen Cop. I forgot what that movie was called. But it was super cool. Very actiony. And I just like him, so I want to give him a role.
Looking up, looks like he's been recently on Into the Badlands.
That's what that picture's from, I assumed.
Yeah. So cool. One of my earliest crushes. So fun fact for you.
Well, don't forget, in this one, they'll have to make him pale and like white hair and stuff.
Yeah, that would look so cool. If they do have him, though, they're going to have to add in some extra action scenes.
Oh, apparently, I guess he played Sun Wukong in the American-born Chinese show on Disney+.
I'll watch that.
I haven't watched it either, but when I see him playing Sun Wukong, that's interesting.
All right, for mine, I went kind of a typecasting, somebody who can be really angry and surly while also having presence with only a few lines. So I went with Ken Leung, who I know best from Lost, but he's in all kinds of things, including his great role in X-Men 3.
Oh.
And Saw.
Yeah, he was in Saw. Yeah, he's in all kinds of shit, but he's great.
I love him. He's great. He would be really
Mhm.
good in this role.
Mm.
Yeah. I approve.
However, I saw modern pictures of him. He has lost a little hair, but I wanted one you guys would recognize because I do not recognize him anymore.
Well, that's
Still
fine.
looks
They're gonna
cool,
have to
though,
put
and
a
still
wig on.
castable. No, he's got the white hair now.
All right. Now mine, I was trying to stay with the pale look. So I went with the
A white guy?
guy.
I'm just kidding.
No. Kind of what Sheta did with Austin Butler, where it had to be him from Dune. This one, where it's him in the one specific role where he was bald and pale. So I went with Rick Yoon. Specifically, kind of how he looked in the James Bond movie Die Another Day.
And I don't remember him at all, but he looks badass.
He was like the main villain's like main henchman. He had like diamonds blowing up in his face, and yeah.
Cool.
I just felt like this sort of pale look just goes along with what I was thinking for the Blood Sealer.
Yeah. The concept is there. I like it. All right. Our last casting will be Zoo. Bitch guy.
No arguments on the naming.
I say that, but I'm going to cast Donnie Yen as my
Donnie
Zoo.
Yen?
What?
Jesus.
I love
Holy
Donnie
shit.
Yen.
Yeah, he's great.
If he's going to be like against you, like I would be scared the whole time for him to be looking at me with daggers in his eyes.
Yeah, Jesus.
Plus, yeah, he's going to have an awesome action scene at the end when they're fighting.
Except that Zoo's not supposed to. He gets beaten in like 3 hits.
Well, they'll have to have an extended action scene if they cast Donnie Yen.
Just like you did with the Bloodletter. You're turning this into a more action-y movie, huh?
These things usually go this way.
I can believe it. Well, I may have went in the exact opposite direction. I picked somebody who could be smarmy and annoying and resentful the whole time and would be kind of a joke by the end. I went with Charles Melton, who I only know as Reggie from Riverdale.
Okay, if you cast him, they're just gonna like fall in love, Justin.
No, they're not. Not the
Yes,
way I'm
they
going to have
are.
him play.
It's gonna be a love
Was this-
hate, like, and then they're gonna start fighting and start wrestling until they start
He's
making
gonna.
out.
What's gonna happen is he's gonna run at her, fall on the bed, and fall through the floor like an idiot.
Was he the second or first Reggie?
Who's the second
He's
Reggie?
the one who I remember. He's the one
Yeah,
who's like a
that-
real character.
Yeah,
Yeah,
he's
the one from later seasons.
Yeah, because after season 1, I think that actor got busy with something, so season 2 and on, they had to switch Reggie.
No, he's the cool Reggie, the one I actually gave a
Okay.
shit about.
Yep.
Why was he not your emperor, Justin? Like,
Because I didn't think the Emperor was gonna be a fuckboy. I thought he was just gonna be like a wise, like an older
but Zoo's
emperor.
a fuckboy. Why did you pick this?
Yeah, Zoo can be a fuckboy. That's fine. He's just a young guard guy.
Yeah, but he's the one
didn't
having
know-
a thing with
I
our
didn't know
Shy.
you had such a thing for Charles Melton. Sheta.
Who doesn't?
I thought that Jughead was your boy in that show.
Yeah, but I wouldn't say no to Reggie. Like,
Okay, well, I'm sorry, Sheta. I guess I messed up the whole. This is gonna be one of those roles. Yeah, okay. But think about how much you like when like a handsome guy like this is such a whiny little bitch. That's always such a fun character.
it is fun. It is fun, but I think it would be too dangerous to have him as
No.
that character.
No.
Yeah,
God, no.
the chemistry would be too much. And you might
Between
expect
him
other-
and Yukio from Wolverine, no, there's no chemistry there.
okay, maybe if you pick like a
If I picked
sexless
your girl,
character.
yeah, maybe,
Yeah.
who's got a more.
Um,
No,
maybe
this
I'm
is
thinking
for
like-
my Shan. Or Shay. Maybe that's where you're getting confused here.
Okay,
Okay.
you put those
I
two
will go-
alone in a room. That's not gonna.
Yeah. Okay.
The bed will get
The bed's
broken, but I'm just kidding.
Oh my God, Joe, dear God, please put your casting down.
Well, Justin, if it makes you feel better, I was in the middle of saying the same exact joke Sheta was saying.
Goddamn, both of you.
Yes.
This
The
is a
bed would break,
serious
but for a
movie
different
here.
reason.
This isn't the
Are-
frickin' Pornhub parody version.
All right. So mine, I went with the guy that can have a little bit of the presence and look a little upset. So I went with Joe Taslim, where I mostly know him as Sub-Zero in the newest Mortal Kombat movie.
Oh, he's cute. I like
And
it.
I think I looked it up. He was in Fast and Furious 6.
And I liked him as Sub-Zero. Why couldn't Scorpion have been more like that?
Because it had to be that one actor.
Mm-hmm.
And also, he played one of the villains in Star Trek Beyond.
Don't ask
Yeah,
me to
so-
remember Star Trek Beyond. That won't happen.
So he can play that sort of villainous spot. So that's our castings for this. Now, I need to tell you the story that I heard listening to Brandon Sanderson's one of his podcasts last year where he was telling about it. Just because it was hilarious. So with the Emperor's Soul, he was telling the story about how somebody, came up to him and it's like, hey, we want to make a movie. And, so they bought the film rights for it. So they were working on it. And then time went by. He heard nothing back from them. All right. Then eventually it came like a year and a half, 2 years later. They got back to him. It's like, yep, all right, we have the script made. So here, we'll let you take a look at it. He gets it. And it's called Emperor's Soul. The story is not Emperor's Soul. It's some sort of pirate story where they're trapped.
What?
Yep, it was some sort of pirate thing and stuff. And then on the podcast, he was talking about how, yeah, Hollywood, they'll have that. Like, he was saying that he bets that this person just had their own pirate story already written, already made, or
Yeah.
the script already set there. And then they're just waiting. And then it's like, wait, all right, we can get the rights to this. I'll just take the rights to Emperor Soul, slap the name on it. That way, a studio will be more likely to make this now. Yeah, because he was saying it. Yeah, it was not the same. You might have had a character named Shy and Gautona, but yeah, it was a pirate story.
That
So
seems very common, sadly.
Yeah, but now eventually those rights expired, so they did not make that movie. So he owns the rights to it again, and yeah, he's now that may be part of the reason why he's a lot more cautious with selling the rights, and he's waiting for the right thing.
Hmm.
So yeah, just imagine your cast that you picked on a pirate ship.
I'm up for it. That sounds awesome.
All right. So that's Emperor Soul casting. So now let's jump over to the White Sand castings.
White Sands. Let's start with our main guy, Kenton, half-breed main guy. Okay, and my casting is. Oh, ignore that last one. Josh Hutcherson,
Hmm.
and also.
Where's the half part?
Well, if they keep filming in the desert, he will get a nice tan. But to be honest, in some of those pictures, he just looked like a blonde guy. So that's all I have to say about that.
What about the acting abilities?
What are you trying to say?
I didn't say anything. I just wanted to know your reasons for casting.
Oh, okay.
Also,
sorry.
what's this picture of a shoe?
That that's for something else. Just ignore that.
Why is it here?
I just accidentally clicked it when I was dropping the pictures in. Okay, just ignore it.
That doesn't even look real. That looks like an AI shoe and some
It's
kind of
not.
scam site.
That is not. Those are buffalo sneakers. Not that. Don't look at that. He's played a lead guy before. I think he has like a nice presence. He plays a nice young guy who tries his best and stuff. So, but he's also kind of like a, not to be mean, but doofusy, incapable thing with him too. Like he's not as good as he should be, and I think that's kind of endearing. So I think he'd be a good Kenton.
I think he'd be great in the role, and I think you're going to get a lot of hate online for that casting, Sheta.
Oh, who cares?
Oh,
Let's see what the box office says.
yeah.
For my casting, I went with a guy who can play a younger guy, whatever age he is. This guy, I always like him and stuff, but he hasn't been in enough good stuff too. I picked, Justice Smith, who is actually mixed raced too. But I know him. He was in Jurassic World, Detective Pikachu, and Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's going to be in the next Now You See Me. Cool.
Yeah, no,
yeah, he is in that when I saw in the trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Also, I couldn't find any good ones, but there are pictures of him with blonde hair out there, and he doesn't look weird with it. So I thought that works too.
All right, I do like that casting. And now I am kind of embarrassed of my blonde ass Josh Hutcherson up there.
Hey, if this was a mid-2000s movie, your casting would be the casting.
Trying to get the whitest guy you could.
Okay, it's just that one picture from Hunger Games. He looks really white in that one.
It's the white suit, yeah.
But I wanted him to wear white like Kenton, that's all.
Yeah, no. Sheta, I will stand by your casting, no matter how many Twitter comments I have to fight through.
He looks just like him in the covers.
I'm just... stay away from some parts of the internet when you cast this movie. Stay the hell away from Blue Sky, okay, Sheta? You will die.
All right. So for my casting with the guy where he's starred in stuff before, so he can do that leading role. And pretty much anytime I see him, I've always liked him. And I also feel like he's deserved better than what he got. So I'm with John Boyega. because
Deserved better than what he got is the definition
in Star Wars.
Boyega.
In Star Wars, I need to finish that
In
sentence
Pacific Rim too, man. That movie was awful.
But he was treated horribly in Star Wars. I mean, he was easily like my favorite character after The Force Awakens, and then they just didn't do anything with him and the later ones. And the way he talks about it now, he's glad that he got money from it, but the way he got treated in Star Wars, he doesn't like that. But him play when he was allowed to play Finn and allowed to do stuff, he was great.
Yeah, he's great. I liked him in Attack the Block a lot too. Fucking hate him in Pacific Rim, not his fault.
But, I do think it would be interesting to see him with, like, blonde hair and blonde eyebrows.
See, if you cross John Boyega and, what's his name? Sheta?
Josh Hutcherson?
Then you'll get Justice Smith. It all works out in the middle there.
Wow. All right. Next, let's cast our Chrysala. And I feel a little bit, like, typical and stuff with my casting. But I will cast Zendaya as my Chrysala. I think she can play leading lady, and that kind of sassy Brandon Sanderson type personality feels kind of like something she could do, where she's smart and funny and a little dorky, but she's also a very classy lady. So I think she could do a good job.
Yeah. I've only seen her in Spider-Man, so I can't
Really?
Wait, have I seen her? I don't know.
Dune? Did you watch Dune?
I saw her in...
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Dune.
You're right. In Dune. Why'd I forget Dune? Yeah, she was good in that.
Yeah, she's good.
And you also gotta
that
watch
hat certainly
Euphoria.
helps, Sheta.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked her.
Didn't you see Greatest Showman as well?
No.
Oh, okay.
Or there's that HBO show I should also get around to.
Euphoria. You'd love it.
Yeah.
Yes. It might be a little hard for you, Joe, but I don't know.
What? This one was very hard for me. My Chrysala, I wanted somebody who can be kind of annoying without being too annoying, if that makes sense. Be kind of spunky and stuff. I don't know how to say. I picked Zazie Beetz, whose name I just learned today, who I know best from Deadpool. She was also in Joker. And I just learned she voices Amber in Invincible, which I had no idea.
Interesting.
Domino.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. Cool.
So with mine, kind of saying the same stuff. Somebody that I felt could do a little bit of the, comedy stuff, also portraying a little bit of, strength and kind of a little bit of better than you sort of thing. I went with Tessa Thompson.
Yeah.
I didn't recognize her at first with that hair, but yeah, I see her now.
Yeah. People would probably know her best from, the Marvel movies, played Valkyrie in there. Or if you saw whichever Men in Black it was that she starred in.
Nobody saw that movie, Joe. But everyone did see the trailers.
But yeah, I liked how and I know I've seen her in other stuff too. I just can't remember it off the top of my head. But I liked how she played.
Yeah, I think I only know her from Thor.
Yeah, but I liked her in Thor, and that's kind of what I based this casting off of.
Yeah, no, I think she'd be good at that role. Definitely bitchy enough.
Bitchy? She's not that bitchy.
In the most character
the character isn't bitchy at all.
Oh yeah, she was in Westworld.
Okay. In the most ladylike way, where you kind of be like, "Shut up, I know what I'm doing," kind of way,
Oh, I suppose. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see what you're saying.
Yeah. Sorry, I don't want to mislead anyone. All right. Next, let's cast who I think is kind of like the third main character, Ice. Eyes. For my eyes, I'm going to cast Emilia Clarke. In my mind, she's like a kind of classy lady, a little bit like pure, but also very badass and strong and stuff. Yeah. So I think she would do a good job.
You're going to have to give her a stool for the role. She's so short.
She is 5'2". Well, luckily Josh Hutcherson's only 5'5", so
he's only 5'5".
Yeah.
The
only thing
weird.
is Zendaya is going to be like 5'10", so
Zandaya's 5'10". I thought she was short.
Tall.
Jesus.
She's very tall.
I had no idea.
Oh, I like Amelia Clark.
Yeah, she's good.
For mine, I casted somebody who can play bitchy and determined and can be noticed on the screen without saying that much, because in the comic, at least, she didn't get to express that much. And I thought kind of looked this similar. I went with Hannah John Kamen, who I know best as Ghost from Thunderbolts and Ant-Man.
Okay.
That's a good one.
Yeah, I think that's the same thing. I only recognize her from Ant-Man.
Looking it up, she was in Ready Player One, Joe, since you love that movie so much.
Who was she in Ready Player One?
Oh, I left the page. Not a big role.
Okay. All right, and then for my eyes, I went with somebody who I wanted someone that can do action. So she has done action before, and I have seen her do acting. Okay, they've all done acting. I've seen her do like some more dramatic stuff too. So I think she could pull off some of that conflict that Eyes is supposed to have. So I went with Rebecca Ferguson. Where the two things I mostly know her from is she starred in a couple of Mission Impossible movies, and she starred in Dune.
Her.
Oh, she plays Jessica.
Yeah. Okay, I got it now. Yeah.
Jessica and Dune, and then the MI6 agent in a couple of the Mission Impossible movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like her.
Cute. All right. Nice. Okay. Now we will cast Bayon. Bodyguard / love interest.
Love interest?
I don't remember any love interest parts.
I said that, but I don't think so. Especially with my casting. I'm casting Winston Duke, who is huge.
Not love interest, and you cast Winston Duke? Come on, Sheta.
He plays M'Baku in the Marvel movies, and he's in what else did I see him in? What's that one? The Others or
Us.
with this Us? Yes,
Us. Yeah.
Yep. He's always good, and I thought he just looks just like Bayon, especially with these sunglasses.
You
was
just dig
funny.
up a picture with sunglasses specifically.
No, I just happened to see it. I was like, all right, he's got the part. Like, it's funny because I almost also picked John Boyega as Bayon, but he is going to be shorter than Zendaya, so I was like, he's got to be bigger. So
John Boyega is shorter than Sheta. You're breaking my mind with this today.
I know.
You are messing me up.
John Boyega is 5'9", so he's a little shorter than Zendaya, and Winston Duke is 6'5", so you've got it.
Yeah. And I think the sad part is, if it says 5'9", he's probably closer to like 5'7", because it's Hollywood, so they're adding a couple inches.
True. All right, for my Bayon, I've got a guy who's very good at playing a strong silent type. I went with Idris Elba. You know who he is. You don't need to know what he's from. Very famous.
Well, we found the person that all the women are going to be in love with in your movie.
Let's see. Can we go for a 3 for 3 on handsome black men for Bayon, Shader? Are you gonna Joe? Or are you gonna cast like somebody freaky?
When I just said that, it just reminded me of him in The Office, where he's like, "Yeah, I know women have a thing for me." God, man, yeah, both of them definitely two intimidating guys.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so for mine,
yeah, intimidating too. Yeah.
Yep. But also Idris Elba, at least for what stuff I've seen, I know he can also doesn't really need it for Bayon, but if they want him to be a charming guy, he can put on the charm.
Yeah, which I don't want him to do in this role.
Put that charm away.
So mine, I went with another guy who's I feel can play very intimidating and stuff, but also if he needs to, he can talk more like calm and soft spoken. I went with Cress Williams, who I know him as Black Lightning.
Hell yeah, Black
Lightning.
Man, that didn't even cross my mind. I like that one.
Yeah, he was fantastic in that show and in that role.
Mm-hmm.
Both when he's having to use his powers and fight, and also when he's just playing the principal and having to, just help the students and calm things down. Mm-hmm. And I remember back, he was one of the few parts of Prison Break Season 4 that I thought was good.
I don't remember.
He was the
He was
guy
the-
who was like hunting, who killed Mahone's family, and he was just like walking around doing mean shit the whole show.
Jeez. Okay, I don't want to
Yeah.
see him like that. He's
Yeah,
just got to
something
be
that-
a
He was an
helpful
asshole.
principal. Like,
I
not
found that out. I found that out after watching Black Lightning, where it's like, oh, he was in 24. He was that guy.
Yeah,
Because I tried.
he's got a lot of presence.
I tried to block out a lot of season 4 of Prison Break. Season 4 of Prison Break was terrible.
I only hate 2/3 of it. The other third I enjoyed.
All right. Let's move on to our next casting. Eric, which I'm not going to say what I wrote down for him. Okay, so Eric, his friend. I'm casting Christopher Mintz-Plasse. I don't remember. But
That's good. I like that.
Yeah. He's from...
He's McLovin.
Yes, he's
Yeah,
McLovin.
he's McLovin. What are you talking about? We all know
Yes.
who he is. Sheta.
I know him
I
best
think he
as
was Red Mist,
Red
wasn't
Mist. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's that first picture. But I think he's just great. I like him a lot, and I think he'd be really good as your friend who, like, you just love him no matter what he does. But he can also play scary and dark and unhinged too. So I think he'd be really good.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him play like a scary or dark guy. I've only seen him in the comedy.
What do you mean? In Kick-Ass, he's pretty creepy.
Did he do much in the first Kick-Ass? Because I never watched 2.
Oh, okay.
Towards the end, he was scary.
Yeah.
By the end, I was more just pissed off, and I just wanted the movie to be done.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah.
For my Eric, I wanted like a traditional, handsome kind of guy who usually plays a pretty chill, relaxed dude. And I want to see this like at least maybe not $1 million smile, but $500,000 usually dollar smile go be throughout the whole movie and then just stone faced for the rest. I went with Dave Franco.
Oh no! Why are you gonna do that to him?
Mm-hmm. That's exactly why. Your reaction right there.
That is such a travesty. No.
Oh,
That's a good one too,
That's-
though. I like him. And who's your Kenton again?
Justice Smith.
Okay. All right. I could see that.
Oh yeah, I got to look at those side by side.
all right. So for mine, I went with the guy where he's done a bunch of comedy, so I know he can do the comedy stuff. But I also have seen him do more serious stuff or more like angry fighting stuff as well. So I know he can do both. So he can do that switch. So I went with Will Poulter.
I love him.
Yeah, he's great.
So I've seen him do comedy and like We're the Millers. He was funny in there. Seen him do more like the angry, more serious like fighting stuff in The Maze Runner. And also kind of a mix of the two would be Guardians of the Galaxy 3, where he had the comedy stuff, but also he did some fighting stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
And then I guess if you said that thing with Justin's, I guess he then would be hanging out with John Boyega.
Okay. Pretty badass and
It's a pretty
yeah, quite.
boyishly butch movie with those two
I know.
together.
I like it.
I used to have a coworker that I worked with who looked just like Will Poulter.
And you didn't introduce us?
I knew you were about to say that, Sheta.
Was this post or pre glow up?
This would have been probably around the time that The Maze Runner came out, so
I'll take it. Let's see. Okay.
I also used to work with a guy who looked just like Fred Savage. So much so that at one point he switched his Facebook profile pic to a picture of Fred Savage and people did not notice.
That's funny. Ooh, okay, next we're gonna cast Dryle. And then, okay, for Dryle, I am picking, let's see. Okay. Barry Cogan, who I've casted before, but I like him a lot. He's just the perfect, like, I guess kind of like creepy, assholey face, but then also like he could be, if he was your friend, he'd be a good friend. Also, I
What's
just want
he
to
from
post
again? He's so familiar.
his glow up here. He's in.
Oh, okay, yeah, that dude.
He's
yeah,
in
Eternals. I
Eternals.
think.
That's probably
Yeah.
But yeah, that's his post glow up. He's also in like doing more. He's getting bigger. I don't remember what movie he was going to do next, but I think he's also who they wanted to play the Joker in the Batman. So that's
He
that.
got a terrible smile to play the Joker.
How do you feel about Jared Leto's Joker smile?
I think it's okay. You get rid of the grills and the fucking tattoos. I think they could have had something there, but they decided to sabotage it from the beginning.
Yeah,
For
the
Jared
tattoos are
Leto,
bad.
it's his soulless eyes that do it.
Yeah, I thought the soulless eyes were good. I liked the voice, even though a lot of people didn't. I fucking hated him being an emo fuckboy, and I hated him all the tattoos and shit, and never fucking fighting Batman. I hated just about everything else, but I think the casting was fine.
How would it feel to be an actor where people describe you as having soulless eyes?
I'd be
Those
like,
are worth a fucking lot.
thank you.
Yeah. To the right actor, that's worth a lot. All right, for my Dryle, I wanted somebody who you'd assume he's playing the villain when he comes in. He also has a creepy, just kind of uncanny look. I went with Bill Skarsgård. And also somebody Sheta would love in the role.
Yes. Dryo. Oh my gosh.
No.
Somebody make this movie.
Both
It would
them,
be
I just
Justice
tried to-
Smith versus Bill Skarsgård, Sheta.
Cute. I like it.
All right, now mine. I went with the guy where, I guess, looking back on it, maybe I was mostly casting it for Sheta. So I was trying to think, Sheta loves Dryle. So with the guy that maybe he's not her type. I could be wrong on that, but I thought, you know what, she might like him in this role. I've mostly have seen him play kind of more good guys, but he did play a villain in Dune. So I went with Austin Butler.
Of course I love him. I can't pick all my Dryles. They're so cute.
You are a fucking weirdo, Sheta.
Now, all of them, just imagine them with that long hair with the half head shaved.
Very important,
Like,
yep.
Yeah.
Covering
well,
up
they
one
could all
eye.
pull it off.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, with
I didn't
Austin
think
Butler, I was mainly thinking of him as Fade Routha and Dune, and just having the confidence and thinking he's better than others sort of attitude.
Oh, I can't wait to watch that second part. Cute. All right. This is surprisingly turning out to be one of my favorite castings. Like for all the characters.
Yeah.
Okay. Next we'll cast our Akron. Trader handlebar mustache guy. I'm gonna go with
Wait, hold on. Was Akron the one with the handlebar mustache? I thought he was the...
Don't do this again, Joe.
No, it was Cinder. Cinder was the handlebar mustache.
I
Sheta.
thought you told me it was the other way around.
No, it was
No.
Cinder. Yep. I have it written down here. And I told you the way it was written down.
No, this
Wait.
is not what you said.
No. Sheeta's right. Yep.
Sheta's right?
Yep, Akron's the mustache.
All right, there you go.
God. You guys driving me nuts with this.
All right.
I flipped. Okay. Yes.
See, this just shows how
Yeah,
bad
yeah.
it is when more than once we've gotten confused on
Who's who?
who's who on these two guys.
And they're always just standing next to each other, so it's hard. All right. I picked Jeffrey Wright as my trader handlebar mustache guy.
Jeez, poor Jeffrey Wright.
Well, I think he's smart. Smart and cunning and a little odd. And I think he'd do just enough to like make you notice him, and you'd want to ask him for advices, I guess. And it would be so sad when he betrays you.
Usually in movies, I immediately trust him, you know?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he's kind of weird, but I'll trust him. He's obviously,
He is weird. He's a weird actor. Yeah. Even though he's always playing boring characters, he does a lot in them somehow.
Yes, that's why I think he would be perfect for this role.
Are you saying that Jim Gordon's boring?
Yeah.
He's a regular person. He's just a guy, but the way he plays him is weird. So for my, what is it, Akron? Akron?
Yeah, John Akron.
Akron. I picked a guy who can come off very charming and likable, but can play like a creepy asshole if he wants to. I went with Makad Brooks, who I know best from Supergirl as Jimmy Olsen. That's his nice side, and then I think of how he played Jax in Mortal Kombat as his scarier side.
Dang. He's working that mustache. I didn't even recognize him.
Yeah, and he can pull off facial hair. Yes. He looks way better with facial hair than without.
Wasn't he also like in Desperate Housewives?
That I don't remember.
I think he was in season 2.
Was he the son in season 2?
I believe so.
That's great.
Yep, he was Matthew Applewhite. Yep, you called it.
Wow.
Yep, so
That I don't remember. He was a lot younger then.
Yeah, so that's another one that can go along with this same role with how he was in that show.
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to do a rewatch.
I still need to watch.
He didn't
the
have the
final
mustache
season.
back then, Sheta.
I don't like mustaches, so that's fine.
All right, now mine. Going with the guy where, mostly remember him from being in. Mostly remember him. He was in a couple seasons of Walking Dead. I liked him in there, and then he left that show to be in the 124 Legacy show. Went with Corey Hawkins.
Who was he in Walking Dead again? Was he the priest?
I think it was a TV original character.
Oh, okay. Well, which character?
Oh man, let me.
Was he in there for a while or no?
Season 6 and 7, he was Heath.
Oh, I didn't get that far.
Yeah, he was in Kong Skull Island as Houston Brooks.
All I remember from Kong Skull Island is Loki and Carol Danvers and John Goodman. The rest of the cast I couldn't tell you. Wait, wasn't Koba in that movie, Shita?
As Kong?
Yeah, as Kong. No, wasn't he a guy in there?
I don't think so. Maybe. You mean the actor, not the monkey?
Yeah, not the monkey. No.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't remember. I think he plays Kong.
Yes, he
as
was.
well.
He was, and he did play Kong. He was Kong and a character.
Mm-hmm. They do that thing with Andy Serkis where like, sorry, you have to play a monkey. You can have a real role too. All right. Well, after Akron, let's do Cinder. Now he is the bald scientist guy. And I casted Colin Salmon as him. He plays, I know him from the CW Arrow show as.
That's what I know him as.
Yeah. Oliver's dad's friend who banged his mom. So.
Or you could just say stepfather.
Yeah, they got married.
Right.
Married.
He didn't just bang her, they got married.
Married years after his father passed
Wasn't it
away.
Walter? Was that his name?
Yeah, Walter. I'm sure Oliver has his own feelings about that.
Yeah, and he was a guy where you could trust him.
Yeah, he's super cool and nice.
And in this case, you have a good reason to trust him because he doesn't betray us.
Mm-hmm.
What was this character? You just said it. Cinder, you said this guy's name is?
Yeah.
Yeah, Alstrin Cinder.
Hey, for my Cinder, I also went to the CW. I got a guy who can play kind of a nerdy, quirky guy who can have like the most annoying dialogue of all time without being annoying. And, kind of annoying. I went with Echo Killam, who I know is Mr. Terrific from Arrow, and that's about all I know him in.
Yeah.
I also didn't put too much thought into it because this is not a character in the comic.
He can just be like, I can't believe the other guy betrayed us.
Basically. Be like, I learned the wrong language. Oh, and that's about it.
Yeah, but I think your casting will at least allow him to do more than be nothing.
That's my goal.
Good enough for that.
Yeah.
Oh my god, we have 3 CW actors in this so far, Sheta, between these two guys.
Well, let's see what Joe picks.
All right, mine is not a CW actor.
Oh.
Well, maybe if you go back far
Jensen
enough
Ackles.
Maybe if you go back before it was CW, I think it might be. Back to UPN.
I thought it was WB.
I think they merged.
All
right, but anyways, I could be wrong with that. But for my actor, I figured this character was more like straight lace and stuff, so I wanted somebody that could give more of that straight, forward speaking and everything. So I went with Tim Russ, who played Tuvok in Star Trek Voyager.
I'm always happy to see him in something. Tuvok's one of my favorite characters in there.
Well, like almost all the characters in Voyager are great.
Tom Paris, that's my boy, but Tuvok might be second.
Harry Kim was my favorite until 7 and 9 came out.
Oh, that's not counting 7 of 9, Joe. That's just obvious. Come on, what are you talking about?
Yeah, it's not. She had too much focus and too much characterization over the seasons.
That's like saying my favorite character in the X-Men movies is Wolverine. Like, come on.
Yeah, but before Harry Kim.
All right. Next, let's cast our Lord Admiral Dilius, drunk Lord guy. I'm gonna cast for him Jeffrey Dean Morgan.
I love it, shit. I love it so much.
He's likable. He's so charismatic and likable, but also like can play an asshole and can like mostly the mysterious morality is what I like that he has. Like you don't know what he cares about and stuff. So.
Mysterious morality is a great way to describe the actor. Oh my god. The fact we never got him as a Thomas Wayne Batman, I will never forgive.
Oh no.
No, what I always thought of him is Kraven the Hunter. If they would have put him as Kraven,
that would have been fucking
Spider-Man.
sweet too. That would have been so good.
Yeah. Also, notice how I saw this picture that he looks a lot like Javier Bardem.
I thought this was a picture of Javier Bardem. Put your beard back on, Jeffrey Dean Morgan. You look weird.
No, it's them next to each other. It's all weird.
Some actors should not be allowed to be young. He looks like a friggin' frat boy down here. What the fuck?
I remember looking at this list of showing like actors that are not related but look identical, and I remember seeing this one on there, like Tobey Maguire and Jake Gyllenhaal.
Yeah.
Hey, for my Delius, I wanted a guy who can play an absolute buffoon very, very well, who I think once he does his turnaround can do some levity, though he doesn't usually. He has the ability to. And since I don't have a lot of stars, this is where we're blowing our budget to get people in. I picked Jack Black.
Wow. He can certainly act like a drunk, like a mess, you know? But then also
but seem very competent weirdly.
Mm-hmm.
Like Tropic Thunder.
Maybe a little Tropic Thunder.
Yeah, my idea is similar to Justin. I want somebody who could kind of play the buffoon sort of person, but same thing, can put on the charm and be somebody that you can be behind and root for. I went with Russell Crowe.
Modern Russell Crowe specifically.
Yeah, just current beard. I was thinking about how he was acting as Zeus in Thor.
And let's all say it, the weight. Sheta, your Delius is way too hot. Ours are both fat dudes.
You can have like a big coat on and then like take it off and be like, haha, you thought it was I thought this was a beer belly, but it's not.
It's all the deeds to boats I'm waiting to sign.
Yeah. All right, next I'm gonna cast my Judge Helis. This is where my budget will probably be. Meryl Streep. She's stern but respected, and she's helpful in a roundabout way. Like, I think she's good at playing that kind of like cold, but she's not exactly an enemy, you know. So, also very, I don't know, a classy lady.
She's got the luck more than mine does.
And hey, I think I said it when you cast her in a different movie, but if she's cast in this movie, that means your movie's automatically getting at least one Academy Award nomination.
Yes.
For my Judge Helis, I went with probably one of the most generic castings I could possibly do of somebody who can play a stern political type woman who's not quite evil, but is intimidating. I went with Judi Dench.
That's a good one, too. She's intimidating.
Who I'll just assume everyone knows.
If you don't, get cultured, man.
Justin, she's been knighted. It's Dame Judi Dench.
Oh, yes. Dane Judi Dench. You are correct. Cool. Though if I've put anyone else knighted in a movie, I've never said it, so.
And with mine, I just went with an actress where I just like her. She's pretty much fantastic in everything she does. It is one where I think I would just wind up trusting her no matter what. I know that she has played a villain once in a while, but it's hard for me to root against her. But which may go along with it because I felt some of the comic I couldn't tell if I should trust Helis or not.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, I went with Jamie Lee Curtis.
I like that one. That would be fun.
And I know she would take the role because she does a lot of the genre films.
Yeah, we watched Borderlands.
I was
Fucking
thinking,
horrible.
when she won her Academy Award while giving her speech, she was saying the Academy needs to look at more genre films and respect them.
Hard
more.
agree. Yeah, she does a lot of cool roles.
I mean, for someone
She hasn't
who's
settled into being wise old lady role. Instead, she does real roles.
like, we're in the movie business. Can we have a little fun here?
Yeah.
That's like Samuel L. Jackson, where he's like, "Hey, I make movies I want to make. I'm not out there just trying to seek awards."
Yeah. Why the fuck would you when you're Samuel L. fucking Jackson?
Yeah, that's what he said. He's like,
I make movies people want to fucking watch. Is that it?
Yeah.
That's why he does Snakes on a Plane. Should have won an Academy Award.
No, it shouldn't.
Yeah, no, not hit. He should have won it for that movie.
And I'm saying no, that movie should not have won an Academy Award. When not literally on my wall right now, I'm looking at a Snakes on a Plane poster.
It deserved it, man. It deserved it.
I bought when that came out, and it's been on my wall since that movie came out.
A man of culture.
Okay, let's go to the Lord Beggar Nilto. Beggar Lord and Chris's dead fiance come back to life. Spoilers. All right.
Spoilers. If this is your first episode listening to, you're a moron.
Okay, I'm casting Daniel Kaluuya. He is from Get Out, and he is also in Black Panther as the one guy who has the rhinos.
Like the crappiest role in that movie, yes. Even though he's like the best actor in there,
Yeah,
yes.
he's very good. I think he could play like, I actually don't know. He's really good in Get Out, but if he could be like kind of creepy and shadowy and stuff like that,
he can do anything. In my opinion, he's one of those actors.
Okay, yeah, I'd like to see him do something like this, kind of. Yeah.
Got to wrap him in bandages though. Just have one creepy eye peeking out.
His eyes are like really big and creepy, so I think that would be
sweet.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I say that in the best way because I love big creepy eyes.
Well, if you love big creepy eyes, I picked an actor who's very lanky and tall, and I think whatever random ass role you put him in, he goes all out. So I think he'd do the voice well. I went with Edie Githargi. I also couldn't help but have two Mr. Terrifics in this movie.
Sorry. Wow, Justin. I like it. They're going to have to expand his role.
Yes, they'll have to expand a lot of these roles, yes.
Yeah, he'd be good. All right. Then mine, I'm with an actor I'm with a guy that seen a little bit where in the same role he was able to play like the nice guy, but also kind of a jerk because the way the character went through the show. I went with Jordan Calloway, who was in the show Black Lightning.
Oh, who was he? Was he the boyfriend?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I just think that he would, because he could play like the jerk, kind of trying to push away Chris. And then when he's helping her at the end, he can also play kind of nice and stuff.
Wow. You're going to wrap up that face? That's crazy.
Yeah, but then for the flashback, you'll see how handsome he was.
Yeah, you're like, oh, I know why Chris.
Well, so what are you saying about these other two guys? If you're saying you're going to wrap up that face, jeez,
well,
Sheta,
they can have
mean.
their big little eye peeking out, but he has like the chiseled.
Yeah, but he's
jaw.
got smoldering eyes.
Yeah, he's also in Riverdale too. I think for a small role.
Was he?
I think he's the one
I
that
don't
like
remember him.
that in the hot tub scene where they kind of torture him because he was a.
How would I remember what actor was in that scene? How do you remember that?
Because I thought it was funny, or I thought
The
it was
scene
all
was funny, but I don't remember him.
Oh, you were distracted.
I guess so were you, just by something else.
Okay, yeah. Next, Lord Merchant Vey, owed money to the Sandmasters.
Oh, fuck.
I'm going to go with Charles Dance, who played
Jesus.
Tywin Lannister. I think I'm imagining him like being really intimidating and scary, but then like once you find out what the deal is and stuff, it'll be a little bit more like, yeah.
So you're saying Tywin Lannister, but you're not saying his more famous role of that one doctor guy in Alien 3?
I did like him in there too, but not for this role.
Well, for mine, I completely forgot to cast this guy. But I'll have a last second casting if I can get you a picture here, because I think this would be a good one. I will go with completely steal Sheta's pick of Charles Dance. I completely agree.
What the heck?
I
can't do
forgot to
that.
cast him, but I really love the idea of picking somebody very articulate and intimidating. You know, I think that's a really good idea, Sheta. I would have picked somebody wimpier if I thought about it more, but I completely agree with you, and I have no time to think of a better option. So I stand by your choice as my own.
Why even? You could have just lied, and I would have never known.
You wouldn't have believed I would have casted him.
I guess
All right.
I'm flattered by you copying me, so I won't.
It's solid. I totally agree. If whoever I casted, I would have thrown away to replace with him.
All right. Then for mine, went with the guy where I feel like he can, same thing, play the intimidating role, but then also when he backs down a little bit, he can play a little bit meeker. And also, if you give him long hair, he's shown that he can look good with long hair. And also, I want to make sure I had somebody that's similar in age to the Delius, so Russell Crowe. So I went with Mel Gibson.
Epic casting.
Wow, this is expensive.
Modern Mel Gibson, I don't know. Oh, he's doing his own projects, so yeah, he might still be.
And Russell Crowe, like they
Do I get to see them interact ever?
just hate each other. Maybe they'll be together at the council, like the voting and stuff.
Yeah, because, the Delius always votes against whatever Vey votes.
Cute. I like it. I should have thought of that a little bit more.
No,
them,
you're
like,
correct. Oh
having
wait,
a
who is
thing.
your guy? Who is your Delius, Sheta?
Jeffrey D.
Dude,
Morgan.
that's going to be awesome, Sheta. Those two.
All right.
Now imagine mine, Jack Black and Charles Dance. Now that's not thought of together.
Oh
I
man,
never want to see them on screen at the same
No.
time ever.
I want to see a like buddy cop movie with those two. Like, okay, all right. But we're gonna cast
Yep. I did.
Kenton's dad. Kenton's dad, who I did imagine as someone else, but I'll tell you later. I don't want to say in case one of you casts this person. But... All right, I'm casting Mads Mikkelsen.
Oh, jeez.
He's just so intimidating and cool and stern, but I want to please him. Like, please approve of me, father.
Yeah,
But-
I wouldn't want him giving me that face as my father. I wouldn't
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Like, you failure. No.
All right. I went with who I imagined would be the ultimate, if he played it, disapproving father who, no matter what you do, he will always stare at you with his creepy eyes with complete disapproval. Michael Shannon,
Wow. That's scary.
who people would know probably as Zod and many other roles.
Yeah, he's been in a lot.
Yeah, he's all over.
I like Mad Mikkelsen, but I just feel more intimidated by him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not until you looking up at Mad Mikkelsen with disappointment in his eyes.
But I feel like Zod will smack me in the face if I fail.
That I wanted a little of that feeling. Like he wouldn't, but he wants to.
I feel like Mads Mikkelsen would kill you in a more slow, cruel, painful way.
Jesus.
Michael Shannon, he's just gonna beat you.
All right, you got some big shoes to fill here, Joe.
I had to go with an actor where he plays just the asshole really well. Just looking sternly at you, just a complete jerk. Seen him in 2 completely different roles doing that, possibly more. I went with Ben Mendelsohn.
These are all 3 of the best actors. I love these guys.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to be Ben Mendelsohn's son either.
Yeah.
Well, he played a decent father in Captain Marvel.
He was green. That doesn't count.
Wow. And what's wrong with being green, Justin?
Yeah, usually
Ben
with
Mendelsohn shouldn't be green. That's what I say about that.
Yeah, with him, like most of the time when I see him in a role, I just never trust him. And I've seen movies that played with that where he's there, I just don't trust him. And at the end, like the twist is, oh no, you should trust him.
Yeah, like Rogue One.
Yeah, like why didn't you trust him? He was super cool. Now he's dead. Okay. Oh, I just wanted to show my oh no, where'd it go? My Paxton honorable mention
Of
The
Red
ultimate-
Foreman.
Yeah, Red Foreman.
You dumbass. You'll never be a Sand Lord.
Yeah. Oh man.
Kurtwood Smith.
If you don't stop trying to take the test, I'm going to put my foot up your ass. Oh man, that sounds awesome.
That's what I imagine him looking and sounding like when I was reading it. I was like, that would be too silly.
And you thought one of us may have casted him?
Yeah.
Like legitimately thought we'd fit. What's his name? What is it again?
Kurtwood
His real
Smith.
name? Kurtwood Smith. They thought you were going to say Kurtwood Smith. Oh, solid shit. I love it.
Okay.
I don't think anyone has a better disappointed father face, so.
He is the ultimate disappointed father. Oh man. All right. So the last guy we're gonna be casting is Elorin,
Elorin.
the old mentor guy who betrays Kenton. All right, I'm gonna cast David Thewlis, who you all know and love as Lupin from the Harry Potter movies.
Oh, that's Lupin? Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
Didn't recognize
Also-
him without the mustache.
yeah. Also as secretly Ares from Wonder Woman.
Oh, yeah, he was,
Yeah.
yeah. Again, I didn't recognize him without the mustache.
He's kind of a chameleon too. So
Apparently.
I think he's good as a mentor just from the Harry Potter stuff. Like you like him more than your dad because he likes you and stuff. But then I liked in Wonder Woman how he used that to trick me into thinking that he was nice when he's actually like had the dark side. So I think that would be a good twist.
For mine, I wanted an actor who is always solid and able to take whatever random role you hand to him and kind of make it more than it is, and who you'd, even though he's played bad guys, who you'd more or less trust and would be pretty surprised when evil. I picked Stanley Tucci, or Tucci, however you say that, who's
Aw.
been in a lot of movies. A lot.
I always love seeing him.
Mhm.
I don't want him to be bad guy. I like when
That's
he's not.
exactly why I picked him for the role, Sheta.
Sheta, he was kind of
You'd
a
be-
bad guy or a jerk in Hunger Games.
He's not. He's neutral.
He's so charming in there. Yeah, I think of him as neutral. He's just a
I don't know.
performer. But
I
yeah,
don't know. He got pissed at everyone holding hands and showing solidarity in the second one.
He
of
was
course he
scared for
did.
them.
He could get executed.
Yeah.
He's the propagandist. If he loses control, he could get killed.
He's like, that's
But
That's
yeah,
bad.
more, it's
somebody.
like,
There will be
he wanted-
consequences for this.
he wanted a show,
Mhm.
and they weren't giving.
Well,
him
that's
what
his
he wanted.
job. He needs to
Also,
do a show.
You think he's in charge of his show? Like, I just don't.
I love the part in there, since we're going off script, how he's so like nice and talking to them all friendly in the interviews. Then in the last one, he's like, Katniss has betrayed us on the news, and then you never see him again. I think that's really funny.
Yeah.
Like, you don't ever get to see the real him. I really like that in those. He's my favorite character in those movies. So
He's great.
Anywho, somebody who you'd be really sad to find out was working against you all along when you thought he was your friend.
I would be heartbroken.
Hmm. And looks good bald.
All right. I went with another one where I wanted a guy where same thing. You trust him. You don't want to believe you're not going to think that he's bad with pretty much how he usually is in roles. Well, I guess he was bad in one role I've seen, but typically you'll trust him. Josh Duhamel.
Oh
Josh
no!
Duhamel.
Why are you doing that to me?
You're gonna make Josh Duhamel evil?
He was in the 11/22/63 show.
I don't remember him in there.
He was the father that was would beat his children and stuff. That
Hmm.
he
I
went
don't
in.
like that show.
Yeah, I don't remember him in there.
Oh yeah, he was an asshole in that movie or that
I
show.
just know him as badass soldier in Transformers, right?
Yep, Transformers. He's done some rom-com stuff. Usually, and back before he was doing movies, he starred in the show Las Vegas. Good on that.
Does he play Tad Hamilton in Win a Date with Tad Hamilton?
I don't even know what that is.
I think so. I think he did. Well, when I search just the word Tad Hamilton, it comes off Josh Duhamel.
Yep.
Yep. He was Win a Date with Tad Hamilton.
I like that movie. That's a guilty pleasure.
What is that? I mean, I've never heard of that.
Well, it's a small town girl.
Is it an older movie or a modern movie?
Well, Topher Grace is your friend.
It's like 2004, 2005, somewhere around there.
Okay, I can envision it then.
Yeah, she wins a date with Tad Hamilton, but Topher Grace is his friend it's her friend who's had a crush on her for forever and stuff, and of course she's gonna pick superstar Tad Hamilton, but I would have picked Topher Grace. Like he shouldn't have worried.
And over your drooling, we see how much that's worth,
And I know funny story with Josh Duhamel, I did sit next to him for like a short time at a Vikings game once.
That's crazy.
Because I went to a Vikings game, sitting there, and then sees to the left of me. He comes and he sits down with his kid, and I would look at it, it's like, in my mind, it's like, oh shit, that's Josh Duhamel, and I know he's a Vikings fan. And so then he just asked me, hey, can you just watch my kid, make sure he doesn't leave? I'm going to run to grab us like some food quick. All right.
Oh my God.
So he goes up, and like some people to the right of me, some Packer fans are like, oh my God, that was Josh Duhamel. Now Josh Duhamel, turns out he was in the wrong section. He accidentally was one section over. So the people who are supposed to be in those seats show up. It's like, who's this kid? Why is this kid sitting in my seat? and stuff. And I'm like, his dad will be back. It'll be one moment. So he gets back and they're like looking. It's like, oh yeah, actually, you're one section over. So then Josh Duhamel goes. The Packer fans to the right of me are like, what the hell? You just get Josh Duhamel out of that seat? They were pissed. They're like, that was Josh Duhamel. He's super famous. And then the guys were like, oh shit, that was Josh Duhamel.
Well, at least he was humble about it. He wasn't a douchebag.
That's so nice.
Yeah, he was just one section over, and so I like to use that story just to joke, being like, yep, I babysat Fergie's kid for a little bit.
Wow. That's cool.
That's funny. That's hilarious.
That's a good story. And also, next time you go to Viking games, I'm gonna come with you.
Just in case.
Just in case. All right, I think it's everything. It's everyone, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I believe so. Yep, and everyone listening, I did this for the last time we did fan castings, so I'll do it this time. If you want to vote on who you felt had the best fan castings, go ahead and vote. I'll have a poll up on our Twitter, which will be up for 7 days from the day this gets posted. On Spotify, if you're listening on there, usually on the episode, there will be a poll, so you can vote on there for this episode. Or you can go to our YouTube page. I know I can set up polls there, so you can go and vote for who you think had the best fan casting.
And will you put up a picture of everybody's?
On the YouTube.
On the YouTube video. You can just watch this, and you'll see all these images.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
I want to make posters of everyone's
You said that last time. You didn't
I
do it.
know. I really think it would be fun to do.
Just shittily cropped out images with drawn
just
on
do
costumes.
Photoshop real quick.
Hey, if you want to do that, go right ahead. I'm not spending my time doing that. I'm just going to edit this episode normally. All right. But, yep. All right. So that's all our fan casting. We got all that done. That's going to be our wrap up episode. Yep. So if anybody has any comments they want to make about our fan casting, leave the comments, send an email. Next week's episode, we'll be doing one more sort of wrap up thing, but it's going to be for all the Cosme we've read so far. I want to do these sort of things from time to time, just sort of checkpoints where we talk about everything we've gone through. Especially since from this we're going to go into Stormlight Archive. Those are longer books, so I want to do a wrap up or a check in before that. So next week we will talk about our thoughts about everything we've read so far, some of our opinions on that, and also we'll go through a bunch of rankings as I've said the last few episodes. So you'll get to hear our rankings on all that, and then after that we'll start getting into some Way of Kings.
Woohoo!
So yeah, so that's gonna be our episode. So yep, everyone, go out, vote on who you felt had the best fan castings, and
Vote for me.
as I said, the votes will either be on Spotify, Twitter, or YouTube. Blue Sky does not have a polling thing. I have no idea if Threads does.
Blue Sky doesn't have polling? That's weird.
No, it's
That's really weird.
I noticed that, but like everything else was the same, but Blue Sky did not. I'll check to see if they added it, but I don't think they did.
That's weird, man.
All right. So, yep, everyone go out, have fun, and maybe watch a movie that included watch a movie or two that included some of the people we casted.
Oh,
Watch one movie with every actor in these. That's your assignment.
Yeah, or CW episodes.
Yes, it's very satisfying to watch one CW episode.
Yeah,
that's
just
how
the one
those are.
episode. Yeah.
All right.
Well, get out.
Bye-bye.
Adios.